Kevin Simpson sitting down with the head coach of the Bobcats, Coach McPhee.
Hello and welcome inside the broadcast booth at Leroy Hayes Field in Thermopolis, Wyoming. Friday nights, flip on the switch. It's time for 2A football. Your hometown Hot Springs County Bobcats welcome in the number 4 team out of the southwest corner, the Mountain View Buffaloes. Bobcats coming in off of 2 losses. Better performance, though, last week at Kemmerer, losing 44-26, showing some little more offensive firepower, but now they'll get put right back to the test in matching up with another top 5 squad again in the Mountain View Buffaloes. Jordan McCamey alongside you as always here on the Wind River Radio Network. Joining me, color man on my right, Kevin Simpson.
Welcome back, Bobcat fans. It's good to be back home. We got an afternoon game, our first one of those of the season. So Bobcats get one of those under their belt today. And, they'll see a very familiar foe in the Mountain View Buffs. Kind of a historically tough opponent for the Bobcats. And I know the kids on that squad and the coaches on that sidelines would really like to get a win against these Mountain View Buffaloes today.
Yeah, absolutely. The Mountain View Buffs coming in at 2-0 overall, taking out Wheatland the opening week 26-7, then taking on Rich County, Utah, who will be here in Thermopolis a little later on this season in a real barn burner. 12-10 in an offensive showdown there last week for the Buffs. So to stick at the undefeated mark at 2-0, the Bobcats again a tough game opening week against Tongue River. Really first time a lot of players had seen the field. You can't really put too much into it. I think the growth week over week going to Kemmerer was good. Took a halftime lead in at 26-20. Ended up being a different story in the second half, but a lot of growth potential week over week. And Kevin, you'll know a little bit more about this being here in Thermopolis. More Bobcats coming in perhaps at least a little bit more healthy in the backfield, but overall still a few injuries along for this pretty thin squad. Yeah,
I don't want to give away too much. It's in my coach's interview this week with Coach McPhee. Definitely something we touched on. Rody Farrell back tonight in the backfield. Kind of one of those guys, he's a Super 25 kid, so it's hard to replace him. They have other very able bodies back there, but Rody's just kind of one of those guys. He's got that senior leadership, that experience, and I think the Bobcats missed him a little bit over the last week and a half that he was out. So.
Absolutely. And, of course, want to welcome in here our pregame show sponsor, Gotchi. Of course, always throughout the season, this is the Gotchi pregame show on 101.7 KDNO and the Wind River Radio Network. If you don't just like hearing our voices, although how couldn't you, you can also catch the live video stream over at yotoday.com. Head over to yotoday.com, click on the sports tab along the top. Then there's a hot link that says click here to watch live local sports. Take you to our YouTube landing page. Click on the Thermopolis versus Mountain View box there, and you'll have live streaming video of tonight's contest. An afternoon kickoff, an early one, 3 o'clock scheduled kickoff here between the Bobcats and the Buffaloes. That'll be one of the finishes early on here in the day. A few afternoon games throughout this season with the travel of not only the Bobcats but of visitors. So kind of going to be a little bit of a change up throughout the season of when these Bobcats kick it off.
Yeah, it's always something to see how the kids adjust to different times of the day. Long road trips for the opponents, and or if you're not the home squad. So just kind of a different feel. Used to Friday Night Lights, but in Wyoming, it's Friday afternoon sunset sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, at least we got a beautiful one on hand here in Hot Springs County, home of the Bobcats. Bobcats and Buffaloes kicking off here in just a little more than 20 minutes. This is the Gotchi pregame show on the Wind River Radio Network. On the other side, our man Kevin sits down with the head coach in charge, Matt McPhee. They'll have a discussion. That's coming your way live next on 101.7 KDNO and the Wind River Radio Network.
Did you know the Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness in Thermopolis also has something called the Gotchi Wellness Center? It's your dream gym with cardio equipment, cable machines, free weights and dumbbells, hydraulic resistance machines, and personal trainers that care about your goals. The Wellness Center is huge and includes a rock wall, pegboard, sled, tires, punching bags, squat rack, and a whole lot more. Check out the Senior Wellness class. To take the first step to a healthier you, visit gotchi.org.
I'm Travis Winger. I'm a financial advisor with Edward Jones, and we do, I pride myself on helping people with financial planning, achieving whatever goals are most important to them. The most valuable thing you have when it comes to planning for your future is time. The sooner you start and the more detailed your plan is, the better chance of success you have. First-timers are my favorite people to work with because they're hungry to learn, and coming to see me doesn't cost anything. I don't charge for appointments, I don't charge for anything. Come in, talk to me, and all you'll leave with is a little bit more knowledge than you came in with.
Edward Jones financial advisor Travis Winger, 435 Arapahoe Street, Thermopolis.
For a place to relax, sip on your favorite specialty lattes or tea, and find the best gifts for any occasion, Storyteller is the place for you. Books brimming with compelling stories, gifts for the kids like Legos and coloring projects, and something for your family and friends like hats, jewelry, or a bag of award-winning Mountain Air roasted jackrabbit Java. To learn more, visit StorytellerYO.com or swing by at 524 Broadway in Thermopolis. Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness knows what it means to be on top of your game. For over 60 years, Gotchi has led the field in providing physical therapy, occupational therapy, and wellness in Thermopolis and their facilities in Worland, Basin, Powell, Cody, and Shoshone. Whether you're recovering from an injury, deconditioned, post-stroke, or just looking to take control of your health, you'll find years of dedicated experience paired with personal care at Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness. Learn more at gotchi.org.
Kevin Simpson sitting down with the head coach of the Bobcats, Coach McPhee. Coach, thanks again for taking time out of your week.
You bet, Kevin.
So last week the Bobcats traveled to Kemmer and fell to the Rangers 44-26. Bobcats had the early success leading at halftime, but Kemmer proved to be too much in the second half. What were your takeaways from that game?
Well, I thought we executed pretty well. You know, we took the ball away early in the first half. Two excellent plays on defense. One by, freshman Armani Dukes. The other one by Zane Stam. Just textbook takeaways, things that we work on in practice. Unfortunately, we gave it back. I think those were two costly errors that we had. But in the second half, like you mentioned, we had a lead at halftime. In the second half, I thought we were unable to make some adjustments that maybe we needed to. And I'll wear that. They limited that. As I went back and looked at it, I don't even know if I realized it during the post game. We truly had two possessions on offense, other than getting it back with no time left or whatnot. But special teams hurt us as well. Our inability to score points after touchdowns, whether you want to call them PATs or 2-point conversions, and we focused on that this week to get to shore that up. I told the boys, at one point there in the fourth quarter when they scored, it was 5 touchdowns to 4, yet we were 2 scores out of it. And that's with a safety that we notched as well. So we've got to clean that up. But, we had a good week of practice. We've got a good group of kids that we're proud of.
So a couple Bobcats get dinged up in that game. Gavin Shumway tweaks his ankle. Zane Stam takes a substantial hit. What are their outlooks for Friday? And also, are we looking for the return of Rody Farrell Friday night, too?
Yeah, I think we'll have Rody back. It looks like he'll be out there. And Gavin's fine. And, Zane's just day-to-day right now. We're pretty hopeful that it's not anything real serious. But he's still in some pain, and I'm not sure how much we'll have him Friday night. But if we don't, we'll miss him. And when we get him back, it'll be great.
So let's move on to this week's matchup versus Mountain View. Historically a tough opponent for the Bobcats. Mountain View 5th in 2A for rushing yards per game at 192. The first 2 games, rush defense of the Bobcats has kind of been their Achilles heel. What's your plan of attack or preparation for Mountain View's rushing attack this week?
Well, they do run the ball well, and they spread it out. They're going to be in 10 personnel, 3-4 receivers all the time, 3-by-1, 2-by-2. But looking at their numbers, they've only completed 8 passes all year. So that is what they're looking to do. They do want to run the football. We know that's going to be a focus of theirs. Coach Block knows what he's doing over there on that side, and they're going to look at our numbers and watch us on film. And we've got to trigger downhill a little bit better. We need a few more tackles for loss. It seemed like I know we're on Mountain View, but you've got to keep offenses out of rhythm a little bit, and that means second down and 10s rather than second down and 5s and 6s. So we need more success on first down on defense, and we need to get some third down stops and fourth down stops. Where a lot of teams go for it on third and fourth, So our kids will be ready, and getting Rody back will help us at the linebacker position as well.
The Bobcats passing attack has put up some numbers in their first 2 games. Gavin Shumway is currently number 2 in 2A for passing yards per game. Is that something you plan to continue to lean on this Friday? And what other factors would lead to a victory against Mountain View?
Yeah, we're going to throw it around a little bit. I think we have to. We've spread it out a little bit more this year than we have, in the past few years. Got a kid back there that can spin the ball a little bit. And, I liked his efficiency last game. Saw two different numbers, whether it was 12 for 17 or 12 for 18. I mean, you're still looking at 65-70%, which is good. We got to eliminate the interception, and he has an excellent game. But having Rhodey back in the backfield on offense, I mean, where we'd like to be is balanced, and we'd like to shovel out about 50% passes, 50% runs, and if we can do that, I like our chances. But yeah, we'll definitely put the ball in the air, and we've got some kids out there that can go up and make some plays.
All right, we're going to move on to rapid fire segment. This week I'm calling it, Hey, My Dad's Famous. I know your dad, Jack, was and is still kind of an influence in your coaching and sports life probably. But I have 9 famous NFL players whose sons play in college right now. I'll give you the father-son combo. You get a point for naming what college either one went to or goes to currently. So you have 18 total points. You ready for this?
Absolutely.
Frank Gore and Frank Gore Jr.
Oh, goodness. I know Frank Gore played at Miami. Frank Gore Jr. plays at Miami.
No, Southern Mississippi.
Ugh.
Chad Johnson and Chad Johnson Jr.
Chad Johnson played at Oregon State. Chad Johnson Jr. plays at Oregon State.
No, he plays at Arizona.
God, how come nobody goes where their dad went?
Well, there might be if you think about this. Jerry Rice and his son Brendan Rice.
Jerry Rice played at Mississippi Valley State.
Impressive.
And Jerry Rice Jr.
Brendan Rice.
Brendan Rice plays at Tennessee.
USC.
Ooh.
Warren Sapp and Warren Sapp II.
Warren Sapp played at Miami.
Yep.
Warren Sapp II plays at Miami.
No. Florida Atlantic.
I'm getting all the fathers.
John Kitna and Jalen Kitna.
John Kitna played at Washington.
Close. Central Washington.
I knew. And his son, Washington State.
The Gators.
Gators.
Antonio Gates and Antonio Gates Jr.
Boy, I could see Antonio Gates in a Chargers uniform right now, if I'm not mistaken. But where he played college ball is escaping me right now. Let's say, big tight end, receiver had to go to, let's say, Arizona.
Kent State actually played basketball there too.
Yeah.
And Antonio Gates Jr.
Texas.
Michigan State.
Oh.
Which Antonio Gates actually played 1 year at Michigan State. Deion Sanders, and he has 2 sons, Shadur and Shiloh.
Wow, I know Deion played at Florida State, and I have not heard of his sons, but if they're not playing for their father, then there's something wrong. So he's at, Jacksonville State?
I'll give it close enough, Jackson State.
Jackson State, there we go.
Emmett Smith and E.J. Smith.
Well, I know Emmett played at the University of Florida. I watched him play at Scambia High School in Pensacola, Florida back in the day. But he's got a son, and his son would be playing at Florida.
No, he plays at Stanford.
Good. His son's smart.
And the last one, Chad Pennington and Cole Pennington.
Chad Pennington played at Marshall. Cole Pennington does not play at Marshall. He is actually a member of the Penn State Nittany Lions.
You are false. He plays at Marshall
Dang
and is a quarterback just like his dad. So, off to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 out of 18, so half. We'll give you 50%. Want to try a couple college picks? I think we got a couple minutes left. We'll do, does number 15 Tennessee cover a 47.5 point spread against Akron?
Yes.
11 Michigan State goes on the road. Unranked Washington, both are 2-0. Washington is favored by 3.5.
Jump on the Washington wagon right now. Kalen DeBoer is the head coach up there. University of Sioux Falls graduate, knows what he's doing. They had an impressive win in week 1. Washington to cover.
Okay. And the last one, the only matchup featuring 2 top 25 teams. Number 12 BYU on the road are 3.5 point underdogs at 25 Oregon.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm on the Keilani Sitake train. Take BYU, the Stormer Mormons. Here we go.
All right. Thanks for your time, Coach. As always, a pleasure. Best of luck Friday versus the Mountain View Buffs.
Thanks, Kevin.
Ever wonder why so many babies are delivered at Hot Springs Health in Thermopolis? Could it be the exceptional prenatal care offered by our providers? Or our convenient family practice clinics located in Thermopolis, Warland, Basin, Shoshone, and Riverton? Maybe it's our new OB suites with large jetted tub, or maybe it's the place where you know you can find all of this and more.
Kevin Simpson sitting down with the head coach of the Bobcats, Coach McPhee. Coach, thanks again for taking time out of your week.
You bet, Kevin.
So last week,
And welcome back inside the broadcast booth here in Thermopolis, Wyoming. Jordan McCamey, Kevin Simpson alongside you. Thanks you to head coach Matt McPhee for joining Kevin for that interview each and every week. Always making it interesting, the little give and take on the rapid fire questions, keeping things interesting there with the coach, of course, keeping him on his toes, not only on the sidelines, but also on the microphone as well. We're just a little under 10 minutes away from the starting lineups, national anthem, and the kickoff here from Hot Springs County High School. Of course, that means it's time to jump into our keys to the game tonight. And of course, Kevin always delivers those keys to the game for you from our friends at Edwards Jones and Travis Winger Agent.
again, having a plan is one of the keys to a successful future. Tonight's keys to the game are brought to you by Edward Jones and your local financial advisor, Travis Winger. And those keys to the game are as follows. Key one, I've got balance the offense out. They got Rody Farrell back tonight. They're going to look to get him integrated into the offense, back into his old role, but don't go away from that passing game that they've had success with as well. So balanced offense to me is one of the keys. Key number two, we're going to go with offensive efficiency. Last game against Kemmer, not a whole lot of opportunities to have that ball in the second half. Bobcats need to take advantage of when they get the ball and turn those into points. So offensive efficiency to me is one of those keys. And the third one I have is to stop the run and attack the gaps. So basically, Bobcats kind of got ran over in the second half against Kemmer, and I'm sure that's something the coaching staff tried to address all week at practice. So we'll see if that's one of the keys that they keyed on as well. And so stopping the run is the third key to the game. And again, those keys to the game are brought to you by Edward Jones and your local financial advisor, Travis Winger.
Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate that. This is the Gotchi pregame show on the Wind River Radio Network, 101.7 KDNO on the dial, streaming live to YouTube as well via wyotoday.com. Can check out that live streaming video anytime you like there on wyotoday.com. Again, we talked a little bit right there on the keys of the game to those. The offensive diversity, I guess, is a good way to talk about it. And again, it is able to keep maybe Mountain View at least honest in this, where of course you see the name Rody Farrell, they know with the Super 25 that is where they may key in on, but maybe they gamble a little too much, and Gavin gets a chance to put one up for Delmonico. He showed really great hands last week, and this actually, in the offense that they have produced, this Cats offense has really been a big play offense. And so I think tonight you're going to need some of those momentum changing plays, because as you said, I think that Mountain View has that chance to kind of possibly dominate that time of possession and kind of limit the Cats' opportunities. So I think tonight those big plays may be big in keeping the Cats close in this one.
Well, I think there was two big plays last week, and I think they were both on the kickoff actually, that came, this just that close to becoming a touchdown. And those are one of those things where I think, it's like one more of those would have gone the other direction, would have changed things. That gives you a lot of momentum, gives your team a lot of positive vibes, I guess, if you want to go that route.
For sure.
Some of those plays that could have just capped off a couple things, and maybe that's what we see tonight.
And I think the bonus, though, too, of having Rody Farrell back is a situation like last week when they had the big kickoff return, get into the 7-yard, inside the 10-yard line, and then turnover.
Right.
Instead of possibly pound it there, try to do a few things, lose the football. So that could be a difference. And, of course, we didn't talk about it as a key to the game, but the Bobcats, throughout the whole season, really have to be pretty cleanly. I mean, pretty much turnover free. I know that there's some goofy things that happen to the football, bounces odd, does this or that, but they really do have to, not give away any free possessions if they can avoid it. About a handful of minutes till we get going with the starting lineups and the kickoffs here between the Mountain View Buffs and your hometown Thermopolis Bobcats. This is the Gotchi Wellness and Rehabilitation pregame show on the Wind River Radio Network. On the other side, we'll get you those starting lineups. Then, of course, on the national anthem. And then it's kickoff time here in a 3 o'clock afternoon game between the Bobcats and the visiting number 4 team out of Mountain View, the Buffaloes. This is the Gotchi pregame show on the Wind River Radio Network.
There are two ways to buy 4x4 gear, the expensive way and the smart way. The expensive way is when you buy a new truck or SUV and the dealer sells you the brush guard, the heavy-duty bumpers, the steps, lights, winch, you name it. He rolls it all in with your loan into your monthly payment. But here's the smart way. Shop at Wyoming 4x4, where you get expert advice from Dan, quality gear, professional installation, all for a whole lot less than you'd spend at a car dealer. Wyoming 4x4 on North Federal in Riverton. The smart way to roll.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
Thermopolis Hardware and Mercantile is a proud supporter of Bobcats Athletics. There's so much more than a hardware store. You'll find Ashley furniture and decor perfect for your home. There's a great toy selection, as well as tools, kitchen items, grills, and a garden section. That means there's something for everyone at Thermopolis Hardware. Don't forget to check out their variety of custom cabinets, window shading, and flooring.
Hi, I'm Karen with Thermopolis Hardware. Buy local, be local. Go Bobcats!
Here in Wyoming, we live by the spirit of the Wild West.
Now where the sun's a little brighter, where the snows that fall are a trifle wider, where the bonds of home are a wee bit tighter, that's where the West begins.
We're the bank that's with you wherever that spirit, because we're more than a bank in Wyoming. We're Wyoming in a bank. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be.
Did you know the Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness in Thermopolis also has something called the Gotchi Wellness Center? It's your dream gym with cardio equipment, cable machines, free weights and dumbbells, hydraulic resistance machines, and personal trainers that care about your goals. The Wellness Center is huge and includes a rock wall, pegboard, sled, tires, punching bags, squat rack, and a whole lot more. Check out the Senior Wellness class. To take the first step to a healthier you, visit gotchi.org.
And welcome back inside the Gotchi pregame show. Jordan McCamey, Kevin Simpson with you for Bobcat football. Coin toss just happened there, and Mountain View won the coin toss, deferred their choice to the second half, meaning the Bobcats will have the opening possession of this game. That's going to wrap up the Gotchi Wellness and Rehabilitation pregame show. National anthem starting lineups your way next on the Wind River Radio Network.
I'm Travis Winger. I'm a financial advisor with Edward Jones. And we do, I pride myself on helping people with financial planning, achieving whatever goals are most important to them. The most valuable thing you have when it comes to planning for your future is time. The sooner you start and the more detailed your plan is, the better chance of success you have. First-timers are my favorite people to work with because they're hungry to learn, and coming to see me doesn't cost anything. I don't charge for appointments, I don't charge for anything. Come in, talk to me, and all you'll leave with is a little bit more knowledge than you came in with.
Edward Jones financial advisor Travis Winger, 435 Arapahoe Street, Thermopolis.
And there's our nation's anthem going out via the Bobcat Pep Band, who is in good voice for this Friday afternoon game. That wraps up our Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness pregame show. We'll get into the game festivities here, and of course, that's going to bring us to our starting lineups And those starting lineups are brought to you by Sutherland's. We'll start with the visitors who are in their away whites today. Black numbers, purple trim for the Mountain View Buffaloes, purple helmets with a white emblem on the sides of those helmets. They'll start this way on the defensive side of the football. Number 11, a junior. Number 6, Paxton Walker. Then it's a senior, number 7, Braden Walker, followed up by Jay Schultz, wearing number 13, a junior. Then number 14, a freshman starter, Jackson Sawyer. Then they'll go with number 20, a senior starter on both sides of the ball, Cole Buchanan. And then it'll be number 21, Brockton Walker. And on the defensive side, number 34, Gus Roden. Number 50, a junior for the Buffaloes, Fletcher Black. Then they'll go with the senior, number 61, Dane Branson. Number 68, a junior, Tyler Mayer. And rounding out the lineup for the Buffaloes is Kobe Jones, wearing number 76 for the Buffaloes. For your Thermopolis Bobcats on the offensive side, they start this way. It's the sophomore, number 1, Delmonico Dukes. Then they'll go on the quarterback side with, of course, the senior, number 10, Gavin Shumway, back into the lineup after a week off due to injury, number 11, Rhodey Farrell. And they'll go with the freshman in the backfield, number 12, Armani Dukes. Then it is a couple of Aarons brothers, number 23, Ryan Aarons, number 32, Chris Aarons, the receivers there. Then on the offensive line, the junior, number 52, Jessen Bassey. Then they'll go with the sophomore, number 60, Logan Defoe. Number 70, a junior, Luke Dickey. Number 71 is Mason Reese, a junior. And rounding out the lineup, the sophomore, number 77, Brody Sorensen. Of course, you'll notice the name not on there. Zane Stam suffered that injury last week, so Zane off on the sideline this week. Honestly, the kind of game he is having, Kevin, is that going to be, what kind of effect is going to have with Zane out there as Luke Dickey's going to step into that starting role? I mean, Luke did pretty well in filling in there, but it is stepping into starting shoes here.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to look at the stats, but I know Zane had a ton of tackles before he went out, and so I mean, Luke Dickey steps into that, and I'm sure he'll be ready to go. But the other good thing is you don't only get Rhodey back on the offensive side, now you get Rhodey back on the defensive side as that linebacker position, so kind of allows that little bit of flexibility there too, and so maybe that'll help with some of the run stopping for the Bobcats too.
Yeah, and you know the good part about having Rhodey back and then getting some players some different looks too is, you know, you have a little more experience on the outside with Ethan Garrington that got into the game last week. Then of course you have a couple other players that, you know, got thrust into those roles with Chris Aarons that came into the backfield, then Armani as well. So they just feel like a much more experienced ball club this week, even if the numbers are still short considering the entire roster. But still, Bobcats have to be feeling a bit better again with their Super 25 player back and with a couple of games under their belt.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how he bounces back. I know he's been kind of chomping at the bit, I think, to get out there. I saw him pretty early in the week and out at the grocery store, and he just said, yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm ready.
And that's the way things go. Well, we are ready for football action as the Buffaloes are ready, lined up, ready to kick it away. Bobcats just introduced here by PA man Mark Hamilton as we are ready for a little Friday afternoon football on the Wind River Radio Network, 101.7 KDNO. Myself, Jordan McCamey, Kevin Simpson, bringing you the action all afternoon long and all season long here on the Wind River Radio Network. Bobcats will be receiving this one near the north end zone, so they'll be moving left to right as you tune into this one on the dial at 101.7 KDNO. Of course, we welcome in those of you choosing to stream via the video stream via YouTube through yotoday.com. And waiting at the tee here is number 12, Braden Walker, going to do the kicking for the Mountain View Buffaloes as he tees it up here on the near hash for the Buffaloes. Trying to get that football squared away there. Not much wind out. It was a little breezy. Thought maybe some T-storm chances, but the weather has stayed nice for us, so hopefully keep those any lightning thunder away from this one, and hopefully only the thunder and lightning is here by the offense and defensive plays of the Bobcats. And the tee falls down there.
It's interesting that he kicks from that left hash.
It is, yeah, it is interesting. Most time it's just squared away on the field, so, you know, makes you wonder what they want to do early on, see what kind of gambler head coach Brent Walk is for the Buffaloes. Of course, Matt McPhee, the head man in charge for the Cats. And we're ready. There's 12 minutes up on the Pinnacle Bank scoreboard as Walker strikes this one, comes here to the near sideline. Bobcats going to let that roll out of bounds, so a procedural penalty to open the game up there, as that looks a lot like Kevin's tee shots off the first little pull.
Thanks.
Sorry, Kevin, I have to take a quick jab.
Ouch.
Little cheap jab.
Wow.
And folks, never played a single round with him.
I don't claim to be great, but I can at least get it off the tee.
Even in front of a crowd, he can do it.
That's right. But yeah, that was, I mean, how many did they kick out of bounds at Kemmer? We had to go get, not against the Bobcats, but Kemmer
they
kicked about
out
3 of them out of bounds, I bet.
Two for sure out of bounds, 3 nearly, but then they recovered one as well. It's such an oddity.
Yeah.
Most time you find somebody that, has some kicking ability, but so far throughout the season we haven't seen a whole lot of it. And, of course, Thermop themselves has, some kicking liabilities of their own.
Yeah, that was kind of a scud right off the tee.
Well, Bobcats ready for their opening possession of the day here, as they'll have the first shot on the offensive side with Gavin Shumway looking at the sidelines. The head official looking for a ball from the sideline there. Got the hit him in the hands, but a little drop there. But you know what?
Not a real clean start to this
game.
game.
We'll overlook it there and get underway quickly, as apparently the football belonged on the Buffalo side of things. So Gavin Shumway in the backfield here alone with Twins. Actually, Tripp split out to the far side left. Twins here to the near side right, one of those being Delmonico Dukes. Man who had 160-plus receiving last week, so Shumway will await the shotgun snap here on the first play from the Bobcat 35. Rolls out to his left, looking to get out of trouble, and he is sunk deep in the backfield, as that is a sack by Dane Branson, and the Bobcats lose, 11 yards on the opening play?
He was under duress really fast.
Yeah, that Branson came through essentially unchecked from that far side of his defensive end position. And admittedly, Branson's not hard to miss at 6'3", 220.
Right. He had Armani open, but he never had a chance to see him.
No, I say by the time he was rolled out and getting ready to set, he already had Branson right up in his kitchen there. So they'll put runners in the backfield. It's Farrell along with Aarons. Twins to the far side left, one to the near side right. They'll pitch for Farrell. He'll look for some room, bounces past one, hit in the backfield, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, pushes forward, drags a bit of a pile, maybe ahead for about maybe 3 yards there, out to the 26.
Yep, they'll give him forward progress to the 26. Give him 3 yards on the
carry.
Yeah,
a little 3 yards that time, so a third and very long to open up this opening possession for the Cats. So let's see if they can give Gavin any kind of time in the backfield here to possibly get some kind of pass off. The Buffs going to play a little bit of a zone cover here, and you can see Brockton Walker shading over here to the side of Duke, so he's essentially set up with a double coverage here on the single man set over here to the near side right with Shumway in the shotgun set. Farrell behind him. Trips out to the far side left. Far hash. Here comes a snap. He'll roll out, give it for Farrell. He'll spin, look for some room. He's got 3 defenders to get past. Runs over one man there at the 30-yard line. He'll pick up about 4 yards there, but that'll bring up a 4th and long, and the Bobcats going to have to kick away the opening possession.
Yeah, not a very strong first set of 3 downs for the Bobcats there. Ended up losing yards on the whole the deal, but
yeah, losing 11 on the first play is always makes it a bit of trouble for the Cats. So right now, I'm going to look for a strong punt here from Chris Aarons. As back to receive this one looks like Braden Walker back there, and also Jay Schultz, I believe, and you'll hear those names a lot tonight. Here comes the punt here to the near sideline forward. Gets a Bobcat bounce out across the 40-yard line, so at least flips the field over to the other side, as it'll be at the Buffalo's own 39-yard line. So about a 28-yard net punt there. Nothing on the return as that one goes out of bounds without a return.
I think it was purposely angled to the sidelines.
Yeah, I don't think you want to give Schultz or Walker the open run up onto that if you can for the Bobcats right out of the gates. Bit of a size difference when you look down on this one here for the Buffaloes. As the other man in the backfield, as that's Linford, hands it off, and he is buried in the backfield. That was number 13, Jay Schultz with the attempt that time, but he is buried back behind the line of scrimmage at the 38, so a loss of 1 on the opening play.
Yeah, that was three Bobcats were all over him right off the bat.
Well, and a name that, again, you're going to hear a lot for the Bobcats, Farrell is right there in the action on that first defensive play.
Yep. Yeah, Logan Defoe was in on that one, number 60.
Second 11 here for Linford as he's in the shotgun. Twins here to the near side. Twins out to the far side right. Motion now near side to far side. Handed off. Little counter action here. Hit him in the backfield again. This was Schultz going forward again. He'll get across the 40, maybe to the 42-yard line. So give him about 3-4 yards there.
Yeah.
Now about a 3rd and 7, maybe a long 7 here.
Yeah, they spotted it a little forward more than where I had it. But
yeah, so about the 42. So, yeah, 4-yard pickup that time for Schultz. The 3rd and long 7 coming up here for Linford. Trips out to the far side now. Look to the sidelines. Gets a little direction from the coaching staff over there. Linford checks the sophomore. Offensive line sets high, shotgun snap. Corrals it, going to look to get rid of it, and he is dragged to the down.
Oh, they're
going to
him.
Call a horse collar tackle there. Is that Defoe again on the play? Man, he was into the backfield, tried to go up to block. Oh, they're going to say he got him by the face mask. It didn't. I thought it looked like he got him around here, but they're going to call. It looked like they were calling a face mask.
I think they're going to. I think even in high school they'll call it a face mask.
Even if it's a horse collar
around the neck.
Yeah.
Underneath the helmet.
Yeah, it looked like a horse collar.
It's kind of tough because he was ducking down to avoid it. So,
well, here's the thing, though. Okay, right now the Bobcats' defense. This looks like a different defense than I've seen in the opening 2 weeks.
Yeah, they're flying to that football right now.
Well, in the 15 yards again, they'll mark it from the spot of the penalty, but it's going to be an automatic first down because it's a personal foul.
Yep.
If it wasn't an automatic first down, it would still be 3rd down because the first down wasn't all the way out till what would be the it'd be right at the 49 where they're at now. So a 15-yard penalty on the Cats, but right now I like the action so far on the Cats defensively with Linford in the backfield. Has 2 running backs there. Here's motion. There's a man on his right hip. Twins outside. They'll hand it up the middle here. Bouncing outside now is Braden Walker. Walker dragging Bobcats across the 40-yard line down to about the 38. So call it a 13-yard burst that time. So first real positive action from the Buffs.
One of the Bobcats was trying to strip that ball as they were making the tackle. I thought for a second he was going to poke that free.
So Bobcats, again, made some good plays, but, man, that is the opportunistic thing we talk about. You have a 3rd down and long and end up giving them a free first down. Now the Buffaloes operating in Bobcat territory with 8:15 to go in the first quarter. 0's up on that Pinnacle Bank scoreboard. High snap here. Ball is loose. Diving down onto it that time was Braden Walker. So Walker saves the possession there.
Going to lose about 12 yards, though.
Yeah, Linford, just a sophomore, operating this Buffalo offense for Mountain View. So 2nd down and a ton now back out to the 49-yard line. They can pick up the first down at about the 29, 28. So 2nd and 21 upcoming here. Cats have to be disciplined. Here comes the snap. Linford will go back to pass there. A little shovel pass underneath, but the Bobcats are wise to it and wrap up the player there right around the 48-yard line, as it looks like that was that Walker again. And Walker a little slow to get up there, as he's kind of shaking things up. So Walker, and we got another player down for the Bobcats as well, so we'll get an official stoppage here as Walker picked up, 2 yards there? 2 yards on the chunk, and all right, well, we'll take a step away here at the 7:23 mark of quarter number 1 on the Pinnacle Bank scoreboard. Bobcats 0, Buffalo 0. Back next on the Wind River Radio Network.
For a place to relax, sip on your favorite specialty lattes or tea, and find the best gifts for any occasion, Storyteller is the place for you. Books brimming with compelling stories, gifts for the kids like Legos and coloring projects, and something for your family and friends like hats, jewelry, or a bag of award-winning Mountain Air roasted jackrabbit java. To learn more, visit StorytellerYO.com or swing by at 524 Broadway in Thermopolis.
We're back here in Thermopolis. Both players off to the sidelines there for the Bobcats. It was Reese who left. He came up under his own power, and Walker stayed out there. Twins out to the far side and near side here for the Buffaloes. Early action. Bobcats trying to break through Linford. He'll sprint forward now, but he is going to be stopped there by the Cats as he gets across the 45 down to the 44-yard line. So Looks like about 5 yards on that one, 4 yards on that one.
4, I think, yeah.
So 4 yards for Linford, and this is going to bring up a punt. So great stop from the Cats right now. Defensively, they look up to the task. Kind of a motivated Bobcats team. Love to see it. Here's the snap back for the punt. Plenty of time as Walker sends us down. Farrell's back to receive. He'll bring it in. He'll get past one. He'll bounce out to the outside. Cuts it up the middle, taking on Buffaloes there at the 20-yard line and back out to the 22, 21, 22-yard line. So a punt that time of just about what will end up being about 22 yards as they kicked it from about the 44-yard line.
So basically, Bobcats are right back where they started.
Yeah, I was going to say, the procedural penalty had them out, at the 35 to start? But, yeah, where they got buried on the sack, they are. So, second possession of the day for the Cats, 6:33 Pinnacle Bank scoreboard. Still looking for our opening score of this contest. Shumway and Farrell look to the sidelines. Looks like we got Twins near and far side for the Cats. Ball right in the center of the field now. Dukes on this near side along with Aarons. And Duke and Aarons on the other side as well. Shumway awaits the snap. Hard count there. Now he'll drop back to pass. Dump it off for Farrell. He's got a little bit of room here. Makes one man miss. Now he's into the middle of the field. Bounces past tacklers. Taking on Buffs. Riding him forward across the 40. Breaks another tackle and a shoestringer. Kept that one from being a foot race to the pylon. Right around the 50-yard line out to the 49-yard line. So a 27-yard burst for Farrell there.
And he did a lot after that catch. For sure. I mean, Rhodey made a couple people miss, trucked one guy.
I love that play because Mountain View feels like they can win the line battle. They got aggressive and dumped it to Farrell. Great play design there from head coach McPhee. First down and 10 here near midfield. They'll hand for Farrell. It's right into the teeth of that Buff defense and gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. So second down and 10 upcoming. Maybe they give him a yard out to the 50. So give him 1 yard that time for Farrell.
Can do.
First quarter ticking away quickly, more than halfway through it now. Cats are looking here to the near sideline, trying to push into Buff territory for the first time. Duke's here by himself on the near side right. Ball still in the middle of the field, not set up on either hash. Backs in the backfield, pitch for Farrell. Gets a good block out there, gets past one man, cuts it back up the field at the 45-yard line. So another 5 yards for Farrell, maybe 4 or 5 yards. Maybe they'll give him 4. Mark it just short of that 45-yard line. No, they're going to mark it right at the 45, so 5 yards, third down and 4 upcoming for the Cats. Important play here, I think, for the Cats, although knowing their offense, knowing the aggressiveness of the head man in charge, McPhee, could be 4-down territory already just here inside of Mountain View territory.
Yeah, and you're on this side of the field. Most likely they'll go 4-down territory would be my thought.
Shumway in the backfield with Farrell. Dukes again here, the single man on the near side right. Here comes the play, trying to dump it off underneath for Farrell. It bounced off the turf, or they're going to say he actually caught it?
They're going to say he caught it.
So 0 yards on the completion. I like the way they're setting it up again, but that time Mountain View able to penetrate a little too quickly and get back to Shumway before he get his feet set. If he got it to Farrell, maybe a little bit of room to operate, but did not have the chance. And it is 4-down territory as we expected. As we'll see Ryan Aarons come here to the near side along with Delmonico Dukes in that twins set. So we'll have Armani Dukes, and looks like, who else is over on the other side? Is it Yarrington over there? I can't tell from this angle. Might be Dukes and Aarons over there.
I think it's Dukes and Aarons over there.
On both sides. Farrell's going to go in motion now and come here to make a trip set to the far side. They'll give for Farrell. He's got the ball, but he bobbled it, tried to fight a man off, but he'll be stopped there. Tried to get upfield before he had that one corralled. Ends up actually losing a yard on the play on the completion. So a turnover on downs for the Cats, who now go back on the defensive side of the football. So some good and some bad here in the early going for the Cats, but are able to move it offensively. And so far, defensively have made some plays, but now they're going to have to get right back on as the Buffs take over right around midfield.
What was that Buffalo or the Mountain View score last week? Grable?
12-10 against Rich County.
Oh, Rich County, that's right. 12-10.
Buffalo's ready for some offensive action. Linford, a hard count there. Now looks a sideline to bring it in here. Just short the billboards of a Oregon Duck style of offensive play calling. Linford has the snap, hands it off now, keeps it in the gut of Walker. That's actually number 13, Jay Schultz, driving forward across midfield, across the Bobcats 45 down to the 42-yard line. So give him, 12 yards that time on the first down carry, and right back into Cat territory.
Go tempo a little bit here, it looks like.
Yeah, going quick. Take the snap, hand it off now, right again into the hands of, is that Walker or Schultz that time? See the number on that. 13. It was Schultz again. So he gets another 3 yards there across the 40-yard line to the 39-yard line.
Good stick by Farrell there in the middle.
It's good to have Brody there kind of clogging up the middle on the linebacking position. The offensive line, though, holding their own, not giving up those big gaps just to this point. Linford has trips out to the far side right, tight end look here on the near side left. Early movement, that's going to bring this play to a stoppage, and I believe that they're going to call a timeout before that one actually got going for the Mountain View Buffaloes. So 0-0 still the score on the Pinnacle Bank scoreboard, 3:34 to go in the opening quarter of action from Hot Springs County High School. You're tuned in to Bobcat football on 101.7 KDNO.
Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness knows what it means to be on top of your game. For over 60 years, Gotchi has led the field in providing physical therapy, occupational therapy, and wellness in Thermopolis and their facilities in Worland, Basin, Powell, Cody, and Shoshone. Whether you're recovering from an injury, deconditioned, post-stroke, or just looking to take control of your health, you'll find years of dedicated experience paired with personal care at Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness. Learn more at gotchi.org.
Friday afternoon football coming your way live from Hot Springs County. Bobcats and Buffaloes battling it out here in the opening quarter. 3:34 left in it. Still looking for our first score. 2nd down and 7 upcoming here for the Buffaloes out of the timeout. Linford in the shotgun set with Schultz off to his right hip. Trips out to the far right side. Got
the whole timeout, they couldn't get a play call.
Yeah, Paxton and Roden out there along on that side for Linford, who'll look to throw here. He's got the southpaw outside. Ooh. Almost picked. Gamble that time by Dukes, and then thrown down, and now a late flag comes in here. Curious what this penalty might be.
Are they going to call another face mask? Can they tackle him high again?
Sure. Right now it's currently stopped at the, the 37. It is another one. It looked like, and again in high school it's always tough because pretty much even any contact with a face mask anymore, they end up calling a face mask penalty. And head coach McPhee out there, I don't think he was necessarily in agreement with the officials on the field.
He's showing the official how it actually went down, and he's basically saying he
here's
slapped
the
him on
question,
the side of the helmet.
And the thing is, at least in high school, it used to be that they didn't even have the 5-yard option. It used to just be 15 straight out for a long time until they made like an incidental face mask contact, a penalty that is 5 yards. So it sets up a 2nd down and a short 2.
Mm-hmm. And I don't agree with the call.
No,
I'm going to say it right now.
So Linford in the backfield with Schultz. He'll hand it off into the gut there, right up the middle. Schultz bouncing off of Buffaloes and Bobcats across the 25-yard line down to about the 23-yard line. So about 9-10 yards on that play.
Yeah, it looked like about 10 to me.
Yeah, so 10 yards down to the 23-yard line. So Mountain View just outside the red zone here. Again, 3:10 to play in the quarter. So Schultz and Linford will share the backfield again. Trips here to the near side left. Ball's on the near side hash. Single man out to the right. They'll hand it for Schultz out the middle again. He has plenty of room there. Good tackle in the end, though, by Dukes to save a touchdown, as that might be a first down inside the 15-yard line. It's pretty close. Might just be 2nd down and a very short one.
Yep.
Good tackle by Arman, because that one was head for the house if he didn't make that tackle as Schultz was getting up to full speed.
I concur with that assessment.
Linford surveys the offense here, waiting for the shotgun snap. They'll go back to Schultz. He's hitting the backfield, though, as he is swallowed up by Dukes that time. As Armani comes up, clapping the hands there. Good play. Not sure. Might have still picked up the first down, though.
I think they're going to measure it, I think.
So they may bring out an official measurement here as the head referee comes to take a peek. We'll see if he makes any kind of decision. He is going to bring the sticks out for a measurement. So we'll await the results on the other side of this one from Thermopolis High School. 0-0 Pinnacle Bank scoreboard, 2:21 to go here in the opening quarter. Back, whether it's a first down or not, next on the Wind River Radio Network. here to live action. First down for the Buffaloes. Get out the ponchos as the rain starts to fall here. The Leroy Hayes Field. So it's a first down and 10 inside the 15 after the measurement. So the Buffaloes operating inside the red zone, trying to break this 0-0 deadlock in the opening quarter. Linford, little clap of the hands here, moves Schultz and Walker. Walker off to his near side left hip. That's who will get it this time. Bounces the outside. There's a flag thrown. I think that one's coming back. It's in the house, but I think it's moving backwards as the officials bring it to a stop after the running back Walker broke the plane, but I think he got out there with a little bit of help.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a holding penalty. Yep, coming back.
That's a big penalty there on Mountain View. Again, I thought the Bobcats had it covered pretty well in the corner, and then all of a sudden he slipped through, and the flag came out quickly. So a holding penalty on Mountain View negates the touchdown, which would have been a 13-yard scamper for Walker, for Braden Walker, but instead it'll be a first down and 20 upcoming from the 22-yard line or 23-yard line. Looks like a 22.
Yep.
So Linford set again. Movement up front from the Bobcats on the defensive line, and they'll get in the backfield, but Walker, a lot of miscommunication there, and Schultz this time going forward. He'll go in from 22. A lot of miscommunication from the Bobcats, a lot of moving pieces, and by the time Mountain View snapped it, the Bobcats were really out of sorts, and Schultz strolls in for an easy 6 for the Mountain View Buffaloes. 6-0 Pinnacle Bank scoreboard.
Yeah, a lot of, like Beth said, a lot of miscommunication there by the Bobcats, and nobody could find the running back, and he scampers on into the end zone.
6-0 now. Pinnacle Bank scoreboard as the Buffs come in to attempt the, see if it's a PAT. I think they're going to go for 2. And judging from the opening kick, no, they are going to kick it here, and it's going to be Braden Walker to do the kicking. I wasn't sure based on that opening kickoff whether the PAT was something that regularly happened for the Buffs or not, but it'll be Walker setting it up here as he steps it off, waiting for the snap. Linford with the hold. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up on the way and looks good, is good. 7-0 Pinnacle Bank scoreboard. Mountain View on top of Thermopolis. Minute 52 to go in the first quarter. Bobcat football on the other side on 101.7 KDNO and the Wind River Radio Network.
Ever wonder why so many babies are delivered at Hot Springs Health in Thermopolis? Could it be the exceptional prenatal care offered by our providers? Or our convenient family practice clinics located in Thermopolis, Warland, Basin, Shoshone, and Riverton? Maybe it's our new OB suites with large jetted tub, or maybe it's the place where you know you can find all of this and more.
There are two ways to buy 4x4 gear, the expensive way and the smart way. The expensive way is when you buy a new truck or SUV and the dealer sells you the brush guard, the heavy-duty bumpers, the steps, lights, winch, you name it. He rolls it all in with your loan into your monthly payment. But here's the smart way. Shop at Wyoming 4x4, where you get expert advice from Dan, quality gear, professional installation, all for a whole lot less than you'd spend at a car dealer. Wyoming 4x4 on North Federal in Riverton. The smart way to roll.
And we're back here inside the broadcast booth. Jordan McCamey alongside Kevin Simpson. Kevin, a good opening of the game for the Cats offensively and defensively there. Again, another penalty and then a little miscommunication kind of undid the Bobcats in the end there to give the Buffaloes the lead.
Yeah, I don't know if I could say any better than that, but you're exactly right. They had it rolling, and then the penalty kind of came in and put a damper on everything.
Well, so it looked like the Buffaloes are going to try to sneak a 5 yards on the kickoff there as they set it up at the 45-yard line there. So appreciate the try there from Walker as he did his best Houdini impression there. But
I thought something looked weird, and I just couldn't put my finger on it.
I was like, man, they're close. Well, now Walker steps it off properly from the 40-yard line. Again, he'll set it up here on the near hash. I haven't seen many kickoffs that aren't center of the field many times unless they're setting up for an onside kick.
And he's a right-handed kicker, too, a right-footed kicker.
So here he strides forward, hits it with the right again, heading towards the sideline. The Cats just going to dive on it there, just short of the 35 of the 34-yard line. Smart play there. No reason for Bomagen to try to do anything with it. You have great field position.
Yep, just
good
hands.
The grenade. And again, it's that thing is like, well, do I let it go, see if it goes out of bounds? But no, I like the play, just swallow it up and get ready for the Cats.
It's got that weird spin on it when it kicks it. It's just like, it's almost like a spiral. It just runs parallel with the ground.
7-0 Buffaloes here on the Pinnacle Bank score. 1:51 to go here in the first quarter. Cats on the offensive side with Farrell and Shumway in the backfield here. Shotgun snap. Hand for Farrell. Bounces past one defender. Can't get past the second, though. He's swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
They give him about a yard, I think, or half a yard.
Yeah, it looks like, I mean, at least a partial yardage. I think you can call it official. Mark Hamilton seeing the other side of the chain gang there.
I mean, yeah. Mark might need to get his eyes checked.
Shumway going to take it on. Press coverage here on the near side against Dukes. Here comes a shotgun set. Dukes hands off now for Farrell from Shumway. Shumway cuts it back up the field. Found a little bit of a hole. Closed quickly as he scampers up near the 40 for about a 4 or 5 yard chunk. Call it 4 yard chunk on second down for Rhodey. It was 3rd down and 6 coming up. I feel like it's a really important play for the Cats here inside the final minute of the first quarter. If you can pick up a first down extended in the second quarter, I think it's a big momentum play here early on in the game for the Cats. Twins here to the near side, Farrell and Dukes. They'll have trips out to the far side left. Shotgun set for Shumway. He'll look to throw. Fakes, now throws, a lot of contact. Farrell dragging a man forward. That'll be a first down across the 45. Out to the 46, maybe right at the 45-yard line. So a, what is that, 7-yard pickup, 6-yard pickup that time for the Bobcats. No, 7.
I thought the defender got there a little early.
He did, and then it's almost like he knew he was there early and didn't wrap up,
Yeah.
and then Farrell just drug him forward. And a great play, we said, big play, and the Cats convert it with 30 seconds remaining. And
I'm over here jumping around in the booth. And
I was wondering why the clock was stopped, and they had like an official timeout now as the clock will get running there. They wanted to fix the jersey, so the referees are squared away. Coach Matt McPhee saying to bring the pace down here. Clock's running. No sense to be in too much of a hurry here late on in the quarter. 2 running backs in the backfield here. Give it off for Farrell as Shumway kept in there for a long time. Did feed it off for Rhodey that time out to about the 48-yard line. So give him a 2-yard hit there, and again, the clock shouldn't be stopping on a play like that, as again the referees wind the clock there, so that'll probably bring the quarter to an end, I have to imagine, with 2 seconds left, and it will. That'll bring quarter number 1 to an end. 7-0 Mountain View on the Pinnacle Bank scoreboard. Second quarter action comes your way next. You're tuned in to Bobcat Football, streaming via YouTube through WyoToday.com and 101.7 KDNO on the dial on the Wind River Radio Network.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
Thermopolis Hardware and Mercantile is a proud supporter of Bobcats Athletics. There's so much more than a hardware store. You'll find Ashley furniture and decor perfect for your home. There's a great toy selection, as well as tools, kitchen items, grills, and a garden section. That means there's something for everyone at Thermopolis Hardware. Don't forget to check out their variety of custom cabinets, window shading, and flooring.
Hi, I'm Karen with Thermopolis Hardware. Buy local, be local. Go Bobcats.
Second quarter action set to get underway here on the Wind River Radio Network. Thermopolis Bobcats trail it by 7-0. Pinnacle Bank scoreboard breaking the quarter huddle quickly is running out of a little extra time there as the referee just getting down to the 10-second count now, and now we'll get down to the final 5 here momentarily. Snap comes out to Shumway as the Cats move right to left now. Shumway, a little shake, shimmy forward, and he's hit at the 50-yard line, driven backwards. Actually, was that a direct snap to Rhodey Farrell?
That was a direct snap to Rhodey Farrell. I didn't want to interrupt your call.
It was, so a direct snap there. Oh,
have a false
So
start
an unnecessary hit taken by Farrell after they should have brought the play to a stoppage is what you're telling me, unless that's a procedural.
false start.
They're calling a false start. Again, referees have to bring those to a close quicker because plays should not run. I've seen that a couple of times this season, a couple of times now in Kemmerer last week too, where a false start didn't bring a play to a stop, and it's just the problem is some are trying to bring it to a stop, so some players not playing at full speed. It's really kind of a dangerous situation. Needs to kind of be something that is whistled affirmatively dead when it happens. So second down and now 13 upcoming for Thermopolis. So they're back now near the 43, their own 43-yard line. Shumway and Farrell in the backfield. Shumway going to look to throw it, going to go out for Dukes. He has it. Man, turns around and it's intercepted. It's intercepted by Mountain View, taken away by Cole Buchanan. Man, it was there as Dukes turned around for it. Buchanan spun on a dime that time because he didn't seem to know what was going on. Turned around and it was, hey, how are you? Right into his hands for an interception. So turnover for the Cats right at the 45-yard line. Looks like the 45-yard line of Thermopolis or of Mountain View's territory. So at first, that's second turnover because a turnover on downs, but first turnover via interception fumble there for the Cats. So first down and 10 at the 47-yard line for Mountain View with 11:24 to go here in the second quarter. Pinnacle Bank scoreboard. Snap for Linford. Hit in the backfield quickly is Jace Schultz as Rhodey Farrell comes out of there, flexing on the Buff offense.
Man, that was a wallop.
Shot out of a cannon there was Farrell as he read that play right from the start. So about a 4-yard loss, 3-yard loss on that opening play for Mountain View. See if the Bobcats can keep that defensive pressure up here. Linford in the backfield, para-backs there with Walker and Scholes. Twins to the far side left, one man near side right. Again, Linford's only attempted about 20 passes so far in the season, so he may air it out. He'll go to the air this time. Shovel pass underneath again. Plenty of room here for Scholes. He's out in the open field. Finally cut down up near the 40-yard line, but a flag in the backfield. So that shovel pass has been effective, but right now we're going to have to wait on the penalty. Looks like it's coming back, another hold.
Like you said, I don't know, he's only thrown like 20 passes, but how many of them are actual passes?
I think a lot of them are that play right there. Because I'd say just given the distance, yes, I don't think it's been much that they've let him air the ball out.
And that will,
the Cats it'll be interesting to see if the coaches, what kind of teach that they give to the kids here to see if they can read that play, because that's a couple of times, and it's the last few has been pretty wide open gaps. So this is going to set up a second down and way long.
So he'll no longer have a third official passing.
No, I got to say it is technically a pass as the rain continues to fall here in Thermopolis. Again, not at a heavy clip, but just enough to slick up that football. Yep. So got to keep secure hands on it here. Got to be opportunistic here, the Bobcats. Second down and a ton coming up here. Linford sets the offense here on the near hash. He'll throw it to the outside, has a man on a bubble screen. Running up the field is Scholes. He's to the sideline, finally hit there, chewed up pretty much the entirety of that penalty plus more. Stepped out of bounds of the Bobcat 48-yard line.
So
looked like about, I'd say it was a second down and 25, so it looks like they have about 5 left, so it looks like about 19 yards, maybe 6 yards. Yeah, 15-yard, 16-yard play. Big third down play here for the Cats defensively. Twins on the near side. Linford wants to go quick. Shifting running backs. Walker on his right hip now. Fake handoff there. No, will give for Walker. Walker breaks across the first down line again and across the 40-yard line. The Cats down to about the 38 maybe. So another 7 to 8 yards there. So Aaron's with the tackle, but it's a first down and 10 for the Buffaloes. They're starting to find a little bit more room through the running game here. 10 minutes left in the second quarter, 7-0 Mountain View. Quick snap for Linford. He'll set back, look to throw. Has a man through the hands, though, of Walker. Again, we talked about that. Is it a little bit of the rain? It's starting to at least wet the track and the streets out there, so just a little bit of moisture on the football might have been the difference there for Walker. So second down and 10. 39-yard line. Ball's going to be spotted to the far hash. Trips come out here to the near side for Mountain View. Linford, single man in the backfield forward. It's Walker, though. An offset look off to his near side. Shotgun set. He'll step back. 3-step drop. Throw it to the outside. Too high and missed his man Walker again that time as Walker kind of leers back at his sophomore quarterback that time. Has had a chance that time. Had a little bit of room out there, but a little too much pepper on that one.
Yeah, he was open, had room to work, and his quarterback just flat out missed him.
And again, expect some of that from the sophomore, and given the fact that he's got no official touchdowns in the year, 3 interceptions, so the Bobcats do have to be ready for the passes.
How do you intercept a shovel pass?
That is an interesting question. Well, might find out later. There's Linford again. He'll sprint forward, has some room, and he is out into the open field. Linford sprinting towards the pylon. Duke's the last man to be able to stop him and does force him out of bounds at the 11-yard line. So a 28-yard pickup that time for Linford. And, man, he got ready to pass, and he saw that the Bobcats were committed to stopping it, and it was wide open floodgates right through the middle of that line, and he took off quick.
I thought he was gone there for a second. Good. I'm not
Job
sure
by
who chased
Del
him down.
Dukes. Del Dukes on the outside got his man chased down there, but now it's another red zone opportunity here for Mountain View and a chance to pick up a first down inside the 2-yard line as well. Twins near side, far side. Here's the snap. Give for Scholes. He breaks to the line. That's actually Walker who breaks through, and he's right into the end zone. Nearly untouched that time for Mountain View. Second touchdown of the day, 13-0 Pinnacle Bank scoreboard. Scholes puts another 6 on the board for Mountain View.
Is that Scholes or was that Walker? Was that 12 or 13?
They said Scholes, I thought is what they said.
I thought it was 12, but
No,
I'll have to
could have been.
check that one.
Yeah, I'll have to double check that and say I thought it was Scholes, but then Walker is stepping back to do the PAT. Nearly tripped himself up, but ready to go. 1 for 1 so far on the PAT attempts. Snap coming back. Good snap. Good hold. Kick is on the way. Line drive through the uprights and good. 14-0 Pinnacle Bank scoreboard. Mountain View on top of Thermopolis. Bobcats look to get the offense rolling on the other side here on 101.7 KDNO and the Wind River Radio Network.
Here in Wyoming, we live by the spirit of the Wild West.
Now where the sun's a little brighter, where the snows that fall are a trifle wider, where the bonds of home are a wee bit tighter, that's where the West begins.
We're the bank that's with you wherever that spirit, because we're more than a bank in Wyoming. We're Wyoming in a bank. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be.
Did you know the Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness in Thermopolis also has something called the Gotchi Wellness Center? It's your dream gym with cardio equipment, cable machines, free weights and dumbbells, hydraulic resistance machines, and personal trainers that care about your goals. The Wellness Center is huge and includes a rock wall, pegboard, sled, tires, punching bags, squat rack, and a whole lot more. Check out the Senior Wellness class. To take the first step to a healthier you, visit gotchi.org.
14-0 your score. Pinnacle Bank scoreboard. Early on second quarter, 9:37 to play in it. Bobcats now trail it by 2 scores after the Braden Walker touchdown from 11 yards.
Can't tell if it's still raining much out there. We got people still got their
Looks like it's
umbrellas
just sprinkling out there as Mountain View set to kick it away here with Walker. Finally gets a good kick into one, but he give Farrell a chance, but he overran it back into the end zone. Kind of got underneath that one, and then it fell out. And then all of a sudden, a flag comes in late from the head referee on the far sideline. Flag's all the way out near the 17, 18-yard line, so I'm curious what this flag could be. Maybe a little extra scrum on that far side. I'm not sure.
personal foul.
On the Cats.
The Bobcats, okay.
Honestly, I couldn't see to that far side. I was tracking the football, but I just saw as soon as it got into the end zone, I saw the referee throwing the flag. So that's a second personal foul penalty on the Cats, and that's going to back them up deep into their own zone.
The only good thing is it won't, I mean, they'll still be 1st and 10, so It's not going to be
and it's going to be half the distance, so it's at the 10-yard line. So plenty of room to operate, but still it's just the fact that now already in some negative territory for the Bobcats.
But since it was on change of possession, it's not like they're going to start 10 yards behind
Correct,
the sticks.
correct.
So.
Yeah, it's not first down and 20. It's going to be first down and 10, but another dead ball penalty situation for the Cats. But they'll go into the shotgun set. Farrell and Shumway in the backfield. Twins here to the near side with Dukes and Aarons. Twins out to the far side, right, same names. Outside for Farrell, little dump-off pass here. Makes one man miss. Nice little shake there into the open field. Now charging across the 15 out near the 20-yard line. Be about an 8-yard chunk, it looks like that time for Farrell. So Roden with the tackle and Schultz bring down Farrell, but not after he picks up 8 yards. Clock ticks down to that 9-minute mark now here with Shumway in the backfield again with Farrell. Twins near and far side, ball on the far side hash. Ball comes down to Farrell as he hands it off there, and he's hit immediately in the backfield as he is drugged down there that time by Dane Branson again. Branson had that big sack to start the game and now sets up an important 3rd and 5 for the Cats. Again, right now, just have to kind of try to get out of your own territory, not only looking for that score, but just trying to keep the ball out of the hands of the Buffaloes. Again, the defense has spent plenty of time. I know you got a lot of two-way players for the Cats, but still don't want to keep battling with that big interior line all night. Buffaloes come straight towards the front of that. Going to try to get some pressure now as Shumway will roll away from it. Now gives for Farrell. Farrell has it. He's got some room to operate. He'll get here to the near side. Takes on a man right at the 20, 30-yard line across to the 35 out to the 36-yard line. So a good play there. That's going to be, what, a 21-yard chunk there for Rody Farrell.
Just a little, I'm trying to think of the right word here. It's not like screen pass, but I mean, it really was a screen.
It was, yeah. I mean, a little bit of a bubble screen, a little roll out there from Shumway, and got Farrell out there in the flat, and then he did the rest. And again, we talked about diversifying the offense. I think they diversified the play calling enough. It has been Rody's name a lot that we've said, but they have at least had a diversity of plays. As the Buffaloes go into a little bit of a different defensive look, putting a deep safety back here as Shumway will get it. Keeps it in the body of Farrell. Farrell shakes out the first tackler, tries to get past the second, taking on Mountain View players again and again, getting up near the 40-yard line, out to the 39. So about 2 yards on the play for Rody.
Bobcats really struggling to get anything going on the ground here.
Yeah, they've tried it up the middle where there isn't much room, try to get to the outsides, but you have to set an edge to give Rody a chance to make a play out there. Taking a long time to get this play in from head coach McPhee. Do finally have it in here as Rody Farrell on the right hip of Shumway now. Again, Twins near and far side, ball on the near side hash. 7:20 to go here in the first half of play. Pinnacle Bank scoreboard. Bobcats trail at 14-0. Shumway, quick throw the outside, had Dukes, but nose down. It came out short of Dukes that time, and now 3rd down yet again, and it's a 3rd down and long situation for the Cats.
Yeah, one of those, Dukes is open, and Shumway just skipped the ball to him and couldn't get it there, but good play design.
And it's Chris Aarons and Armani Dukes on the far side of that twin set, and on this side it's Delmonico Dukes, Chris Aarons on the near side of this twin set. A lot of movement here from Mountain View. They'll move Farrell from the far to the near side of Shumway. Get some action moving. There's Shumway. Yeah. Illegal motion, though. Its pass is complete. It's a stop there by Mountain View. We'll see if they accept the penalty on the illegal motion.
Which Aarons caught?
It was on the outside, so it was Chris Aarons. Okay. See what they do. The ball's currently out right around, what is that, the 38-yard line. Or, excuse me, 43-yard line. They are going to take the penalty and back up the Cats 5 yards. So 5 yards from the line of scrimmage, so it's going to be back to the 34-yard line. So 34-yard line, first down yardage needed all the way out to the 47. So again, the playbook gets pretty short here for the Cats, and again, don't want to pay too much attention to it, but do see Rody Farrell a little limpy out there. kind of got folded up on one of the previous plays, but staying out there. And so now Chris Ahrens comes into the backfield for a 2-back set in the shotgun look here for Shumway, trying to maybe get some extra protection here, maybe get Dukes going. Here comes the pressure now, and it's swatted away. Ball caught, though, here by Reese as he just runs over his man, number 14, Jackson Sawyer, as he just got run over by Reese, and Sawyer is going to definitely need to go over to the sideline here. Reese is able to pick up some yardage there. It's 4th down and 7 here for the
what do you there, like
Cats.
8 yards?
Yeah, it was, it's 3rd and 13, so 6 yards on it. And again, Reese, again, he just lowered the boom. He's got so much of a size advantage over there on Jackson Sawyer. He's a freshman at 5'9", 155, and of course he got Mason Reese standing 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah,
at least, and probably 220, 230.
Put Mason in the stat book now.
Yeah, I was going to say, though, offensive line getting some love here.
Heads up play.
So getting the freshman off to that sideline over there, so he is off the field. So looks like the Cats are going to go, though. They're not going to kick it away right now, so head coach McPhee going to try to be aggressive, and a couple of times Gavin's been able to get a hard count, get a cheat five to make it easier. See if they try to go that route or if they just try to go for a quick snap, because they're going to have trips out to the far side with Ethan Garrington coming into the game over there. And then you'll have Farrell and Del Dukes here on the near side. Ball on the near side hash. Gavin surveys the field here and now going to take a timeout here for the Bobcats with 6:08 to play here in the first half. Cats trail up 14-0. Big 4th down play coming up the other side here on 101.7 KDNO, home of Bobcat football.
I'm Travis Winger. I'm a financial advisor with Edward Jones. And we do, I pride myself on helping people with financial planning, achieving whatever goals are most important to them. The most valuable thing you have when it comes to planning for your future is time. The sooner you start and the more detailed your plan is, the better chance of success you have. First-timers are my favorite people to work with because they're hungry to learn, and coming to see me doesn't cost anything. I don't charge for appointments, I don't charge for anything. Come in, talk to me, and all you'll leave with is a little bit more knowledge than you came in with.
Edward Jones financial advisor Travis Winger, 435 Arapahoe Street, Thermopolis.
Timeout culminating early for the Mountain View Buffs. They know what they got to do. Get a stop here on 4th down and 7. Cats spending a little extended time in the huddle here, which is an important play again with 6:08 to play in the half. A first down here extends this drive, gives a chance Cats to not only seek out some points, but also chew up some of that clock as the Buffaloes will have it out of the second half. Play has been delivered. Coach McPhee and the rest of the coaching staff coming here to the sideline. Shumway getting ready for the snap with Farrell in the back field. Twins near and far side. Here comes the snap. Rolls out to the far side right. Looking for a man. Bringing it down. Still looking for options. Ran out of options at the end as he is run over there in the end by Connor Schneider. So a turnover on downs for the Cats at the 35-yard line. The Mountain View right back in business.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that was developing. He kind of just rolled out to the right, and the whole defense just slid over there with him.
So Bobcats go back on the defensive side here, and right now Mountain View's kind of started to open things up a little bit.
Yeah, I have seen them run that play, though, before. They run everything to the right side, and then they kind of turn and come back the opposite direction.
Snap here for Linford. Hands it off now for Scholes, and hit almost immediately. Able to work off maybe a yard or so.
You're going to give him 2.
Set up Twins here to the near side. Single man out to the far side left with Linford with 2 players in the backfield. Hand for Scholes again. No, he's going to keep it. Little miscommunication. Ball's loose on the floor. Still loose. Bouncing around. Trying to pick it up, and Mountain View finally falls on it. Farrell nearly had it, but saving the possession was Cole Buchanan that time for Mountain View. That's going to cost him, though, about at least 5 or 6 yards. From the 33 back to the 38, so a 5-yard loss in the play, but man, that was an opportunity like we talked about, Kevin, for the Cats. They have to take advantage almost every time the ball hits the turf and just could not get on the deck.
Yeah, and it seemed like a couple Bobcats were trying to scoop it, and it's kind of one of those things where you wish they would just dove on it.
And Rhodey again thinking a scoop and score mentality maybe, and instead of just trying to solidify the possession. So instead, Linford will have a 3rd down and long play here. Motion, Buchanan across from the far side to the near side, now sets. Linford, 3-step drop, running into a little trouble. Deep pass here, chance for an interception, but just falls harmlessly in between the intended receiver, Walker, and the man on the defensive side, Ethan Yarrington. So Yarrington, good coverage, and then over the top in the back there had Gavin Shumway. So a little double coverage there.
Not a real tight spiral on that throw either.
Yeah, 4th down play here for Mountain View. I mean, possibly you gamble with a fake here, but really no sense in doing so. Probably just end up sending it off to Farrell because he can try to pin the Bobcats deep. But again, not to the Bobcats defense. That was a big stop there as the snap is back, and Walker sends it high over the head of Del Dukes out there, trying to stay away from it, and it bounces inside the 10-yard line. Really good kick there from Walker, angled away from Farrell. I think Rhodey smartly let that hit the deck too, but right now the Cats going to set up their second possession in a row at or inside their own 10-yard line. So going to have to get something working here with 4:40 left to play here in the opening half of football. Stick around for the Hot Springs Health halftime show. We'll take a look at the stats during the half there, brought to you by One-Eyed Buffalo Brewing Company here in Thermopolis, and also take a look at what's happening across prep football across 2A as well. See any kind of scores for the early kickoffs there, but most games not getting underway till 6 or 7 o'clock this evening. Shumway in the backfield with Farrell, twins near and far side. Shotgun snap, little bit of time. Gives for Farrell here on the flat. He cuts up the field. Farrell now getting ahead of steam. Runs over a man there at the 20-yard line. As, man, did he have a collision there. Looked like, I thought it was that Connor Schneider, big Connor Schneider sitting at 5'10", 210 pounds, and Farrell just balled over him as he gets a 1st down carry of 13 yards.
There we go. I think that was a forward pass. I'm going to give him a completion on that.
Yeah, it was a good little screen, little swing pass out there for Farrell. Great design that time, getting the ball quickly out of Shumway's hands. Going to set up trips out to that far side now. Del Dukes the lone man here on the near side left. Farrell shifts from the near to the far side of Shumway. Shotgun set. Farrell rolls out. They're going to try that swing pass to the other side. Farrell, another great cut there up the field. Ball's on the deck, though. Ball's on the floor, and the Buffs have it. So Rhodey Farrell fumbles the football and gives it right back to Mountain View at the 25-yard line. Again, talk about maybe just a little bit of moisture left over from there, but Farrell couldn't secure that, lost that one. And you see Rhodey has that left hand wrapped. So maybe just a little bit of grip issue that time around. Doesn't wear any gloves.
Nope.
And so a turnover for Thermopolis is their 3rd of the contest. And this one sets up the Buffaloes in business with 3:55 to go in the half as Linford and Scholes in the backfield here in the shotgun set. Look for the play. Got trips out here to the near side. Those bands is Paxton Walker. Give it for Scholes. He's hitting the backfield, but breaks one tackle, now moves up the field, spinning there, driving players forward near the 20-yard line. So hit right at the line of scrimmage, but ends up chunking off 5 yards.
Just kept the legs churning.
Number 13, Jace Schultz, the ball carrier.
So Schultz with the carry. Again, 14-0 Mountain View. It was a big defensive stop by Thermop the last time. Now they're asked to do it yet again. We'll set up that trips look here to this near side yet again. You got Walker out there, the big target here on the outside. Now he'll set up, maybe a chance to get it, and does. Setting up the screen here, and Walker has it, staying on his feet as he's hit a couple of times down near the 10-yard line now. So a 10-yard pick up there on the screen pass. by Mountain View, and that took some good blocking up front because that took a long time to develop, and the Cats didn't really necessarily put on any kind of legitimate pressure on the quarterback there as Walker is able to just kind of hang out, and then that big man on the end that had the hit early, Dane Branson, got out there to do some of the additional bulldozer work out there. So a first down and goal here for Mountain View at 2:58 to go. Give it for Scholes. He's hit there, dragging a couple of Bobcat defenders there as man it up on the deck. Ahrens was pleading his case as he took a late shove there on that far side. I think it was Tyler Mayer that sent Ahrens to the deck, and I think it's going to be a personal foul possibly. If that is, that's the second personal foul penalty of the game. One in each squad. Yeah, dead ball play, so that's going to burn the down, I believe.
So it should be second.
So it's going to be second and a ton. Yes, it is. So the down counts. Then, so give them the yardage, but then back off 15 out to the 21-yard line. So was down to the 6, and now it's going to be second down and goal from the 21. This is a must-stop situation now for Thermopolis. No first down possibility, 21 yards of field to keep Mountain View out. They'll set up trips out to the far side left, and now a timeout. No, a official timeout now. Head coach McPhee wanted to know something here. He was asking a question of this side judge.
Yeah. He was wanting to know why it wasn't moved farther back. He thought it should have been from the original line of scrimmage.
No, but yeah, since it's a dead ball, is that why I thought I picked that up too. So yeah, so instead dead ball. So this is actually probably a positive in the end now for head coach McPhee thinking about.
You make him use a down.
Absolutely. Clock moving at 2:30 to go here in the first half. Second down and goal from the 21. Linford alone by himself in the shotgun set. He has Walker in an offset look and a tight end look off to that far left side of the line. Twins out to that far side, near side hash. Give it now up the middle here for Walker. Big man dragging Buffaloes and Bobcats across the 15 down to Mayo, the 14-yard line. So give it a 7-yard play there. So third down and goal now inside the 15-yard line. Aaron sounds like he finished out the tackle. Looks like it's just sprinkling again here in Thermopolis.
More than that now.
Yeah, so can kind of hear the rain coming down now. Little pockets of thunderstorms and some scattered showers in the forecast and now delivering.
We're staying dry.
Yeah, clock stopped at the 2-minute mark. Clock supposed to get going. The head referee wants that clock to get moving. Finally does. Now Linford going to set back and look for a throw. Has a man open and bobbled and incomplete. As that one had 6 written on it, Linford delivered a heck of a pretty football there. And the receiver could not pay it off in the end. And now down in the back of the end zone is said receiver number 20, Cole Buchanan. We'll step away here for an injury timeout at Thermopolis High School. Bobcats trail it by 2 scores, 14-0. Pinnacle Bank score. We're back after this on 101.7 KDNO and the Wind River Radio Network.
For a place to relax, sip on your favorite specialty lattes or tea, and find the best gifts for any occasion, Storyteller is the place for you. Books brimming with compelling stories, gifts for the kids like Legos and coloring projects, and something for your family and friends like hats, jewelry, or a bag of award-winning Mountain Air roasted jackrabbit Java. To learn more, visit StorytellerYO.com or swing by at 524 Broadway in Thermopolis. Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness knows what it means to be on top of your game. For over 60 years, Gotchi has led the field in providing physical therapy, occupational therapy, and wellness in Thermopolis and their facilities in Worland, Basin, Powell, Cody, and Shoshone. Whether you're recovering from an injury, deconditioned, post-stroke, or just looking to take control of your health, you'll find years of dedicated experience paired with personal care at Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness. Learn more at gotchi.org.
And we're back live here as Buchanan leaves under his own power. Fourth down and goal from the 14-yard line, and the Buff's going to go for it, not going to try the kick here. Walker comes across, gets it here as they'll try to stretch this play out. He slips on the turf, but now a flag comes down.
The defensive back was being held over there. They're going to decline this.
So waiting for it as they're just going to probably, if this is on Mountain View, yeah, it is going to be on Mountain View. They're going to decline this penalty. So a first down at the 15-yard line for Thermopolis. So a huge stop there, Kevin, as the Buffs will have it out of the halftime locker room. Minute 46 to go. This could be a real turning point in the game if the Cats can find something offensively.
I'm not sure they got the spot of this ball right because they just gave it to him at the line of scrimmage, and Walker fell down about 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was right at the line of scrimmage or about I thought maybe it might have been back at the 20, but they're going to mark to the 15. Bobcat football, good stop, turnover on downs for Mountain View. Minute 46 to make something happen. Two running backs in the backfield, the shotgun set for Shumway. He'll hand here now. Give it outside for Farrell, trying to find a little bit of room there. Didn't find any, though. Actually ended up losing a yard. I'm going to keep an eye on the Mountain View side, see if they try to burn any timeouts, keep this clock stopped. If they get another stop, I think they have a couple left to burn. Right now, though, a second down and long, 2nd and 11 here for the Cats. Remember, stick around for the Hot Springs Health halftime show coming here at the culmination of the first half. Shotgun set for Shumway. Give for Farrell now. He's going to look to throw it. He has a man way over the top coming back to get it. It's completed here to Dell Dukes. Dukes looking for a block. He has it. He fumbled the football. It's loose. I think the Cats got back on top of it, though. Minute 3 to play here. This is a big moment.
Shoot.
So a first down for the Cats. So from the 14-yard line out to the 47, a 33-yard play for the Cats.
And that was
clock will start to run here.
That was Armani Dukes, wasn't it?
I thought it was Dell Dukes on that
Armani's
side.
one who came up with the ball.
With the football. I think the catch was by Dell Dukes, I thought, but I could be wrong because he's set up on the far side now. I thought that's where it was at. Shotgun set for Shumway, 45 seconds to go. He'll take the snap now, look for some room. Quick hitter over the middle. It's Armani Dukes holding the ball outside. Got to secure that thing. Finally does near the 40-yard line. So that's a 13-yard pickup there for Armani Dukes, and finally a timeout does come in. I think it might be the last, though, for Thermopolis. Clock should stop on the first downs as well. Timeout on the field here for Thermopolis. Going to stick with you on the coverage. 37 seconds left in the half. Big plays here from Dell and Armani Dukes on a back-to-back completions. Plus, I believe that Armani came up with the fumble recovery. So it's going to be a first down and 10 at the Mountain View 40-yard line.
Yeah, I confirmed kind of what that last play was with the Dukes boys there, and it was Dell, I believe, that caught it, and Armani fell on it. So a little brotherly love helping each other out.
Yeah, always got to enjoy that. And again, I just thought, because, I mean, I know that they both have sleeves, but there's something about, I think that Dell Dukes has, like, the really dark black sleeves, and that's what gave it away on the catch.
And one of them's 1 and one of them's 12, so there's always that number 1 on there.
Yeah, and it's because Armani has the purple sleeves and Dell has the black sleeves. So Dell and Armani Dukes going to set up in a twin set here to the near side, going to send Aaron's out to the far right side. That's Chris Aaron's out there. Two players in the backfield, Farrell and Aaron's. Shumway has a little bit of time, going to look to get rid of it. Splits the defender, steps up, gets past some pressure. Going to look to throw it too. Has Dell Dukes open and he drops it. Dell Dukes hit him right in the hands. That's the first time Delmonico Dukes has not made a play for Thermopolis this season in the receiving. That's the first ball I've seen him drop. There is Shumway created all sorts of time, but instead we'll reset it and do it again on second down from the 40.
I think his eyes were pretty big there. And give credit to Gavin Shumway there on really keeping that thing alive. And he picked up a block back here in the backfield. I'm not quite sure who it was, but it gave him a little more time to throw that ball.
See if the Cats can produce something here late on in the first half. Motion from Farrell. Comes here to the near side, set up a trips look. Shumway look to roll from pressure. Gets away from it again. Throws it across looking for Amani Dukes. But in the end, tried to throw a cross body there. Did not work out. Again, the Cats creating just enough time, though, for Gavin to throw. And, again, you got a couple more chances here. You're going to go for it on 3rd and 4th down. That's known no matter what. And, again, got to try to kind of throw near the boundaries. No more timeouts left. It'd be nice to get a clock stoppage that way, but right now just trying to create some big plays.
It should stop if you move the sticks.
It should, but still want to be moving quickly. In high school, it's a little tougher to have plays set up with such a young roster, but the senior Shumway and Farrell in the backfield here in the shotgun set. Farrell here on the near side hip of Shumway. Little shot fake here, throw it over to Farrell. It's red, but he breaks one tackle from behind. He's hit here, and now the clock's going to get going. Cats have to go quickly, and now all of a sudden they're going to stop the play, and Farrell is down. So we'll take a timeout here quickly, a 30-second step away on the Wind River Radio Network. 14.9 seconds to go. See if the Cats can make a play on the other side on the Wind River Radio Network.
Ever wonder why so many babies are delivered at Hot Springs Health in Thermopolis? Could it be the exceptional prenatal care offered by our providers? Or our convenient family practice clinics located in Thermopolis, Warland, Basin, Shoshone, and Riverton? Maybe it's our new OB suites with large jetted tub, or maybe it's the place where you know you can find all of this and more.
Now back live here in Thermopolis. Rody Farrell leaves the field under his own power. It'll be a 4th down play for Thermopolis with 14.9 seconds to go in the half. So Ethan Yarrington will come in, take the place of Farrell, who's kind of just stretched out on the sidelines here. But right now, Cats looking to create some offensive thunder here late in the first half of football. 14.9 to play in the half, Pinnacle Bank scoreboard. Shumway with Aarons in the backfield. Takes the shotgun snap. Looks for a little room, trying to get away from pressure. Does. Creates a little bit of space. Chance to throw it over the top. Tipped away at the last moment there. Good hands in the end by Paxton Walker. Save what could have been a big play there for Thermopolis. 7.3 to go back at their own 37-yard line. You got to imagine Mountain View, knowing they get the football back, probably just sits on this one, but you never know with these high school players. They like to try to make plays, so maybe try to take one shot. But it does really appear that they're setting up what looks like to be a kneel-down situation.
Or just a little inside give here maybe.
Well, because you got one player way back here at the 20-yard line, so I think it is a kneel-down situation. But it's interesting. It's a shotgun kneel-down, which is a bit of an oddity, but that is the way the first half is going to end. One half of football in the books. Bobcats fail to get in the end zone, but only trail it by a pair of scores. 14-0 Pinnacle Bank scoreboard. Hot Springs Health halftime show comes your way next on 101.7 KDNO. Streaming to YouTube via wildtoday.com on the Wind River Radio Network.
There are two ways to buy 4x4 gear, the expensive way and the smart way. The expensive way is when you buy a new truck or SUV and the dealer sells you the brush guard, the heavy-duty bumpers, the steps, lights, winch, you name it. He rolls it all in with your loan into your monthly payment. But here's the smart way. Shop at Wyoming 4x4, where you get expert advice from Dan, quality gear, professional installation, all for a whole lot less than you'd spend at a car dealer. Wyoming 4x4 on North Federal in Riverton. The smart way to roll.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
Thermopolis Hardware and Mercantile is a proud supporter of Bobcats athletics. There's so much more than a hardware store. You'll find Ashley furniture and decor perfect for your home. There's a great toy selection, as well as tools, kitchen items, grills, and a garden section. That means there's something for everyone at Thermopolis Hardware. Don't forget to check out their variety of custom cabinets, window shading, and flooring.
Hi, I'm Karen with Thermopolis Hardware. Buy local, be local. Go Bobcats!
Here in Wyoming, we live by the spirit of the Wild West.
Now where the sun's a little brighter, where the snows that fall are a trifle whiter, where the bonds of home are a wee bit tighter, that's where the West begins.
We're the bank that's with you wherever that spirit, because we're more than a bank in Wyoming. We're Wyoming in a bank. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be.
Did you know the Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness in Thermopolis also has something called the Gotchi Wellness Center? It's your dream gym with cardio equipment, cable machines, free weights and dumbbells, hydraulic resistance machines, and personal trainers that care about your goals. The Wellness Center is huge and includes a rock wall, pegboard, sled, tires, punching bags, squat rack, and a whole lot more. Check out the Senior Wellness class. To take the first step to a healthier you, visit gotchi.org.
And welcome inside the Hot Springs Health halftime show here in Thermopolis, Wyoming. Jordan McCamey, Kevin Simpson bringing you Bobcat action on the airwaves and via the video stream on this Friday afternoon. Right now, the Bobcats trailing it on the Pinnacle Bank scoreboard 14-0 against the visiting Mountain View Buffaloes. The scoreboard has a 2-score difference. The yardage not too far apart. We'll have Kevin take a look in on that here a little bit later on the Hot Springs Health halftime show. But right now, Kevin, just talk about that first half. It's almost an oddity, really.
Yeah.
The Cats moved the ball well, got some good stops, came out really aggressively, but you almost feel like Mountain View really took a stranglehold on. But it's only a 2-score game, and the Cats did start to move the football a bit. But right now, it just feels like they're kind of stuck in first gear a bit, or the Cats, with unable to really get too close to the doorstep.
Yeah, they haven't really threatened the end zone yet. They've been playing a lot between probably the 30s, I guess I'd say. A lot of football being played there by the Bobcats. Couple big plays, couple big losses, and like we knew that Mountain View's going to come out and establish a run game, and they have. We'll talk about that in the stats here in a minute, but that's been their offensive output for them, and they've punched it in twice, and we just really haven't had the opportunity to run any red zone plays yet. So a couple penalties on both sides have stopped some drives as well. So just kind of a herky-jerky kind of first half there, I guess, is probably the way I'm going to put it.
No, absolutely. It's a good way to say it. The Cats just, again, didn't really make a whole lot happen. A little bit of excitement late on in that half, trying to kind of pull out a little bit some of the deeper pages of the playbook, but still you got to. Obviously a little bit of another bit of a concerning moment just with Brody Farrell going down. He did go off under his own power, but looked a little bit like he's getting stretched out there. Hopefully Brody will be all right for half number 2, because a lot of the offense has been generated through him. Gavin Shumway continues to play confidently there at the quarterback position, despite being under some pretty regular duress.
Gavin's had to extend a lot of plays on his own. They're getting pressure in the backfield on him, but Gavin's fleet of foot enough to maybe step around some of that, and he's throwing some balls on the run, and some of them are accurate, and some of them he just sails a little bit, but had a couple passes I think he wished he would have had back. I think Dell there at the end of the first half wishes he would have had that throw back as well. His eyes got pretty big before the ball got to him, but some positives to take away from there. He's making some plays happen. Looking fairly cool and calm back there in the pocket under, like you said, a lot of duress. So,
yeah, for sure. But really, given the fact that you'd look at the offensive and defensive lines of Mountain View compared to Thermopolis, you'd think Mountain View should really maybe dominate that point of contact. But really, Thermopolis has gotten in there. They've made things interesting. Every time that Linford's been back to throw, it's definitely broken down all but except maybe a couple of times, and so Thermop has a chance to make some plays. Again, the ball was on the deck once for Mountain View. Thermopolis couldn't recover. We talked about being opportunistic, and so far just hasn't really panned out that way for Thermopolis. It's like those 50-50 plays just so far this season almost overall have really not gone the way of Thermopolis, but we'll see in half number 2 if those type of things change up in half number 2.
I mean, we did get lucky. We got the 50-50 there where the ball did go on the turf, and Armani came in and scooped that up. That was one that could have gone the other direction. That thing was squirting around there for a little bit on the turf. So they did come out on the right side of that one.
Yeah, it came out on the right side of it. I guess maybe I should have clarified more maybe in generating some of those turnovers. You're right. Yes, we were able to hang on to that football, which was very important. But just seems like right when the ball's be taken away from the other squad, it just hasn't quite gone the way of the Bobcats this season. But hopefully, again, a little bit of rain, a little bit of slickness out there. Hopefully that kind of benefits the Cats more than it hinders them in half number 2. But we'll take our first break of our Hot Springs Health halftime show. On the other side, we'll have Kevin take a look at the stats there presented by One-Eyed Buffalo Brewing Company. And of course, we'll have our second half keys to the game also brought to you by Kevin coming up a little bit later here on the Hot Springs Health halftime show. 14-0 Pinnacle Bank scoreboard halftime score here in Thermopolis. Come back next to the Hot Springs Health halftime show on 101.7 KDNO.
I'm Travis Winger. I'm a financial advisor with Edward Jones. And we do, I pride myself on helping people with financial planning, achieving whatever goals are most important to them. The most valuable thing you have when it comes to planning for your future is time. The sooner you start and the more detailed your plan is, the better chance of success you have. First-timers are my favorite people to work with because they're hungry to learn, and coming to see me doesn't cost anything. I don't charge for appointments, I don't charge for anything. Come in, talk to me, and all you'll leave with is a little bit more knowledge than you came in with.
Edward Jones financial advisor Travis Winger, 435 Arapahoe Street, Thermopolis.
For a place to relax, sip on your favorite specialty lattes or tea, and find the best gifts for any occasion, Storyteller is the place for you. Books brimming with compelling stories, gifts for the kids like Legos and coloring projects, and something for your family and friends like hats, jewelry, or a bag of award-winning Mountain Air roasted Jackrabbit Java. To learn more, visit StorytellerYO.com or swing by at 524 Broadway in Thermopolis.
Welcome back inside the Hot Springs Health halftime show. About a few more than a handful of minutes till we get going in half number 2. Right now, though, we're going to jump inside the stats, and Kevin will get us one eye on those stats here in just a moment.
All right, let's start off with your Mountain View Buffaloes. Not a whole lot of names to call. We called pretty much the same 3 names the whole first half. Linford at quarterback, he had 4 rushing attempts for 25 yards. Through 7 official passes, a couple of them got called back or for penalties, but 7 official passes, 3 completions, 20 yards for him. Walker, 6 carries, 23 yards, and a touchdown. He's also caught 3 balls for 20 yards as well. So all of Linford's completions going to Walker. Schultz is the guy who's been carrying the rock in the backfield for the Buffs. He's got 12 attempts for 84 yards and a touchdown. No receptions for Schultz out of the backfield. Total offensive numbers for the Buffs are 132 on the ground, 20 through the air, and 152 yards total for them. They also have 35 yards and penalties if you want to talk about those as well. You're going to move on to your Thermopolis Bobcat stats here. Gavin Shumway, 2 official carries, mostly scrambling, negative 17 yards on those, but he has completed 10 of his 15 passes in the first half for 94 yards, but 1 errant throw falls in there for an interception for Gavin as well. Rody Farrell, 11 carries, 25 yards, and a fumble lost. He did throw a pass off of a halfback sweep and went 1 for 1 on that with 33 yards. He has caught 8 balls out of the backfield for 75 yards. Dell Dukes has 1 catch for 33. Armani Dukes 1 catch for 13. And the only other stat out of that of note would be Mason Reese catching 1 on a deflection and going 6 yards upfield with that. 135 yards total offense distributed with 8 yards on the ground, 127 of those coming through the air, and 40 penalty yards. And that is getting one eye on the stats, brought to you by One-Eyed Buffalo.
And those are the good look at the stats. Just muted myself. I know people are probably disappointed I'm back, but here we are about 5 minutes to go till the start of the second half. So, yeah, I get one eye on the stats there with One-Eyed Buffalo Brewing Company here in Thermopolis, Wyoming. On the other side of another break on the Hot Springs Health halftime show, we'll get our second half keys to the game. Kevin will have those for you. 14-0 Pinnacle Bank scoreboard at the halftime mark. Bobcats will look to get back in it here in half number 2. You're tuned into Thermopolis Bobcat football on the Wind River Radio Network.
Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness knows what it means to be on top of your game. For over 60 years, Gotchi has led the field in providing physical therapy, occupational therapy, and wellness in Thermopolis and their facilities in Worland, Basin, Powell, Cody, and Shoshone. Whether you're recovering from an injury, deconditioned, post-stroke, or just looking to take control of your health, you'll find years of dedicated experience paired with personal care at Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness. Learn more at gotchi.org.
Ever wonder why so many babies are delivered at Hot Springs Health in Thermopolis? Could it be the exceptional prenatal care offered by our providers? Or our convenient family practice clinics located in Thermopolis, Worland, Basin, Shoshone, and Riverton? Maybe it's our new OB suites with large jetted tub, or maybe it's the place where you know you can find all of this and more.
We're back on the Hot Springs Health halftime show. Jordan McCamey, Kevin Simpson with you. We got one eye on the stats just a moment ago, and now, of course, we'll look for our keys to the second half. And, of course, those keys to the game always brought to you by Edward Jones and our local agents Travis Winger, and Kevin will deliver those second half keys to the game.
All right, keys to the game for the second half. I've got ball security. We saw here some precipitation coming down here in the first half. It's still kind of sprinkling, a little bit of wind coming up now, and I think Bobcats are going to need to hold on to that football. And on the flip side of that, I think it's an opportunity for the Bobcats maybe to force some fumbles and get the ball back. Second one, I've got establish some sort of run offense. We talked about in the one eye of the stats is there's only 8 yards of rushing offense by the Bobcats right now, so not a whole lot of threat on the ground. I think if maybe you establish some run offense, that'll open up some stuff, maybe for some passing plays that might break free for a touchdown. And the last one I have, key number 3, is sustain some drives. You've got to get some drives down there and get them inside that red zone and give yourself an opportunity to score and put some points on the board. And those are your Edward Jones keys of the second half, brought to you by your local Edward Jones financial advisor, Travis Winger.
Well, about a minute and a half till we were set to get going with half number 2, but they'll end up putting a little extra time on here as the Bobcats have yet to emerge from their halftime discussion. But again, you talk about those keys. Again, the Cats really do have to just, you got to try to at least commit to the run. Even if it goes away, you have to go back to what that first half was, trying to be a little bit gimmicky, trying to set some things up through the air and, some other things that way. That'll be just fine. But do have to really gamble on that running game. And I mean, a big part of it will be interesting to see whether Roddy Farrell comes out and is ready to go for half number 2, which hopefully was, again, left on his own power, but that'll kind of play a factor into it as well. And then the other side, we'll see what Mountain View does. I mean, I think they'll probably just commit to that run game. I mean, when you got that two-headed monster of Walker and Schultz back there. Again, they didn't necessarily break off anything big. I mean, the 22-yard touchdown run, was a pretty big one, but start to wear down on that Thermopolis defense. So we'll see what happens. They'll have to play defensive to start the second half, as the Cats will be on the defensive side as Mountain View deferred, and we'll have that first crack at the second half offensive look. So we're going to get it close to the end of our Hot Springs Health halftime show. Kevin, any final thoughts here before we wrap up the halftime show here on the Wind River Radio Network?
I just kind of agree with you that I think the Buffs are going to lean on the running game. I'm looking out here, and the rain's coming down again, so I don't see why they would change that game plan. Keep the clock running, keep the ball in your hands, and I don't see them changing anything. And unfortunately, the Bobcats are kind of behind the 8 ball, down 14 here at half, and they're going to have to get something going. And they now emerge from from the locker room. So.
Yeah, here come your Thermopolis Bobcats. So a couple extra minutes up on that Pinnacle Bank scoreboard. That's going to wrap up our Hot Springs Health halftime show coverage. On the other side, the Bobcats will kick it away to the Mountain View Buffaloes. See if they can get back into it. Down 2 scores, 14-0 at the half. Thanks to Hot Springs Health for their halftime show sponsorship. On the other side, back to 2A football action. Bobcats and Buffaloes on the other side on the Wind River Radio Network, 101.7 KDNO.
There are 2 ways to buy 4x4 gear, the expensive way and the smart way. The expensive way is when you buy a new truck or SUV and the dealer sells you the brush guard, the heavy-duty bumpers, the steps, lights, winch, you name it. He rolls it all in with your loan into your monthly payment. But here's the smart way. Shop at Wyoming 4x4, where you get expert advice from Dan, quality gear, professional installation, all for a whole lot less than you'd spend at a car dealer. Wyoming 4x4 on North Federal in Riverton. The smart way to roll.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
Thermopolis Hardware and Mercantile is a proud supporter of Bobcats Athletics. There's so much more than a hardware store. You'll find Ashley furniture and decor perfect for your home. There's a great toy selection, as well as tools, kitchen items, grills, and a garden section. That means there's something for everyone at Thermopolis Hardware. Don't forget to check out their variety of custom cabinets, window shading, and flooring.
Hi, I'm Karen with Thermopolis Hardware. Buy local, be local. Go Bobcats!
Here in Wyoming, we live by the spirit of the Wild West.
Now where the sun's a little brighter, where the snows that fall are a trifle whiter, where the bonds of home are a wee bit tighter, that's where the West begins.
We're the bank that's with you wherever that spirit, because we're more than a bank in Wyoming. We're Wyoming in a bank. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be.
Did you know the Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness in Thermopolis also has something called the Gotchi Wellness Center? It's your dream gym with cardio equipment, cable machines, free weights and dumbbells, hydraulic resistance machines, and personal trainers that care about your goals. The Wellness Center is huge and includes a rock wall, pegboard, sled, tires, punching bags, squat rack, and a whole lot more. Check out the Senior Wellness class. To take the first step to a healthier you, visit gotchi.org.
I'm Travis Winger. I'm a financial advisor with Edward Jones, and we do, I pride myself on helping people with financial planning, achieving whatever goals are most important to them. The most valuable thing you have when it comes to planning for your future is time. The sooner you start and the more detailed your plan is, the better chance of success you have. First-timers are my favorite people to work with because they're hungry to learn, and coming to see me doesn't cost anything. I don't charge for appointments, I don't charge for anything. Come in, talk to me, and all you'll leave with is a little bit more knowledge than you came in with.
Edward Jones financial advisor Travis Winger, 435 Arapahoe Street, Thermopolis.
And we're ready to roll here in half number 2 as the Bobcats warmed up, ready to go, ready to kick it away here. Left to right, they'll kick it away here on your radio dial on 101.7 KDNO. 14-0 Pinnacle Bank scoreboard. Bobcats going to try to get back into this thing. Rhodey Farrell's going to do the kicking here for the Bobcats. Sends it away. A little onside kick, but it's swallowed up there by the hands team up front. As that was 68, Tyler Mayer. So the Buffaloes will have it in good position up near the 50-yard line. So Linford will come out here for the Buffaloes in control of the offense. Again, Scholes and Walker have been the players to note in the backfield. Here comes the snap. Give for Scholes. First touch here. He's into the field here. Broke into that second level. Armani Duke's able to swallow him up there right around the 45-yard line, and they'll give him the full 7 yards out there to the 45-yard line. So 2nd down and 3 upcoming. So 2nd and 2 upcoming. Again, we'll see how much they stick to the ground game. A little bit of an awkward give and go. I'm not sure what that was. The starts of a flea flicker, miscommunication, handoff. Did he not get it into his guts the first time?
He didn't feel the snap cleanly, and so he was trying to get a hold on the football before he could hand it off to him.
I'd say that looked like more like a little dance, a little middle school dance there than it did a handoff that time. Cost the Buffaloes about 2 yards there, so a 3rd down and 4 upcoming here. So we'll have Scholes in the backfield again. Single man here to the near, or twins here to the near side. Ball's on the floor again. Linford has to cover it up. We talked about the wet conditions and already starting to play a factor here as we're just having on and off showers, and I expect them probably to continue here for a little bit, Kevin, kind of the way the sky looks. So 4th down now and 9, and will the Buffaloes kick it away? They will. So the Cats didn't have to do much besides let the Buffaloes inflict a little self-harm there as the Buffaloes will kick it away here with Walker. He'll roll out to his right. Cats trying to get on it. Farrell going to run up on this one and fields it cleanly. Cuts up the field, trying to get past a couple of Buffaloes. He put the ball down, but collected it right there about the 25-yard line.
Sloppy.
In sloppy conditions, we'll see here again. Get out the stick'em.
This isn't the Bears and the 49ers, though. I mean,
no, goodness gracious.
That was a monsoon on Sunday if you was watching that.
Yeah, I'll say took all of 60 minutes of football for people to think Trey Lance can't play football, so that was entertaining for 49ers fans out there. 1st down and 10, 26-yard line here. Bobcats going to have their first look. Farrell and Aarons in the backfield here. Chris Aarons, Delmonico Dukes here to the near side. Looks like you got Armani Dukes out to the far side left. Cats moving left to right on the offensive side with 10:26 to go in the 3rd quarter, trying to get on the board. Motion here from Farrell. They'll hand it now for Aarons. He is swallowed up in the backfield. Right away, hit all the way back at the 22-yard line?
He's going to lose 4.
22, 23, something like that. I can't quite see the angle there. Probably a loss of about 4 that time, back to the 23. So 2nd down and 14 upcoming here. Tried a little different look, tried to kind of get a little motion fake there, try to get the Buffalo defense to cue in on Farrell, but did not work here as Shumway will take the snap. He'll look to throw. Has it outside, had a man there, nearly intercepted as Walker gambled for it through the hands of Aarons in the end. So 3rd down and long here again, coming up on the first possession of the second half for the Cats. Bit of a repeat of half number 1 here. A lot of moving parts now here for Mountain View. Scholes comes into a deep safety look here on the near side as the Cats have twins out this way with Aarons and Del Dukes. Monty out to the far side along with Chris Aarons. Farrell in the backfield along with Shumway. Waiting the shotgun snap. Have it now. Quick 3-step drop, throw it over the middle. Has Aarons, has his man completed right near the first down sticks. Ooh, it is close. Shoot. Oh, they say incomplete. They say he dropped it in the end,
wow.
Kevin. Thought Aarons had it, but apparently hit the turf. So that's going to bring up 4th down. That'll be a punt situation here for the Cats as Shumway comes to the sideline. So doing the kickings in Chris Aarons. So they'll send Scholes and Walker back. And again, like you said the last time, it's kind of angled away from him again. And I don't know if you trust the defense, just get it out of bounds. I don't know if you really want to have them coming downhill at you if you got Scholes and Walker back here. See what Aarons can do here on the short snap. Gets it, sends the kick away. He will send it right up the middle. It's going to bounce, going to clear out the Buffaloes. So a pretty good kick there. Get it across midfield out to the 44-yard line. So now a 30-yard punt in the end. So did flip the field back. The Buffs will be set up again right around midfield. But really in the end, a pretty good kick by Aarons.
Yeah, a lot of, it's kind of a lot of, I don't know how to say this. A lot of positives kind of came out of that Gavin had some good time to throw the football. a good fourth down play they had there, just fell, or third down play, just fell incomplete. And
yeah, I mean, you can draw some positives from it right now. Got to rely on the defense as the Buffs get going again here. Linford in a little bit of trouble, going to try to step up. Does. He's almost loses the football, throws across the middle, had a man, but shorted him. And the Cats able to make a play there and force Linford into an incomplete pass. So
did a lot of dancing.
He did, yeah, as I say, had a couple of partners in there, had some good escapability there from the sophomore quarterback.
Just couldn't set his feet and deliver that football. He had a receiver in space.
Yeah, pretty good coverage, though, by the back end of the Cats there. In the end, coverage breaks down after that long no matter what, no matter what level of football you play, but pretty good there from the Cats and sets up it down 2nd and long. Twins near and far side, ball on the far side hash. Linford takes a shotgun snap, hands it off up the middle. He's got Scholes. Scholes head of steam forward and got tripped up there in the end. Good arm tackle there, been by, I think that's Chris Ahrens, made the stop, and it's going to be marked out by about the 47-yard line. Going to set up a 3rd down and very short, if it's even 3rd down at all. And they're going to bring the measurement in here. Looks like they have the 1st down to me. So we'll get the official measurement coming in.
All right.
So 2nd official measurement of the day.
Thermopolis Bobcat Golf down in Wright doing state today. We'll get some scores here shortly.
Yep, and it is going to be a 1st down. That's the 2nd time they've done it where it's just been by the nose of a football, but it's good. We'll have a little update on the Cat golf team as the state golf season wraps up here with head coach and AD Brandon Dare, media and control over there, that team.
Yes. Yep.
So 1st down and 10 here for the Buffaloes. 8:50 to go, 3rd quarter. Operating inside of Thermopolis territory now. Again with Scholes in the backfield, trips out to the far side right. They'll look to throw, going to set up a screen. It's tipped away there. That's a reverse pass and out of bounds. So I'm not sure if they say that was tipped. Maybe they're saying it was tipped, I think, possibly. Because if not, that looked like a backwards pass. It was close.
They're just going to call it incomplete.
Yeah, so an incomplete play. Well, hold on a minute.
They're talking about it.
Yeah, okay. They are going to – okay. So they are going to say it's a forward pass. It was close. It was close. I wouldn't want to make that call. I'm not sure that anybody's in a great position to make that call. Clock stops again here as Mountain View tries to get a play in. Big second down play here for the Cats defense. See if they can keep it 3rd and long after this play. Handoff for Scholes. Scholes breaks through that first level and then is wrapped up by, I think, Armani Dukes. And let's see, Dukes and somebody else was in on that play, maybe Ahrens. But a good chunk of play there by Scholes as he gets about 6-7 yards there. But does set down a 3rd down play, but probably makes 4 down territory a real possibility here for the Buffaloes. Linford sets the offense now. Get another shotgun set look. Takes the snap. Now hands it off inside for Walker. Nearly dangerous there, but now Walker dragging Bobcats forward across the 30-yard line down near the 25, down to the 27-yard line.
What was the yardage on that?
I think they were like the 41, so 14 yards.
Yep. Here it is.
So 1st and 10 inside the 30 here for Mountain View as Walker drives forward for 14 yards. Snap for Linford, hands it off now for Walker again as Cats able to drag him down quicker this time, but he heads up near the 22, 23-yard line. So another decent chunk of yardage there, about 5, 6 yards. So Linford in the backfield here, waiting the shotgun snap. Scholes on his right hip. He'll take the snap. Ball's on the deck here again. Linford then picks it up, and that's going to bring it dead. So again, they operate completely out of the shotgun, much like Thermopolis, but right now I'm not sure that Linford's quite as competent yet in his young career as Gavin Shumway is in fielding that football.
Like you said, sophomore, so probably played JV last year. I don't remember calling his name on our Mountain View broadcast.
I'd say it'd be a real shock to see a freshman quarterback. It really, I mean,
it has
any
happened.
level of high school football, but yes, it has happened, but mostly not by design necessarily. So Linford will be in the backfield now. Again, Twins out to the far side right. Now they'll look to throw. In a little bit of trouble is Linford, running out of room now. He runs out and he throws it there, but ball was loose. And Reese down to the deck. Not sure. I thought they might. I know that Mountain View is looking for a penalty there. And then now
they're going to give it to the coach.
I think they're going to give it to the coach, too.
Yep, they're going to.
Yeah, because if he lobbied and he threw it against Thermopolis, this is going to cause real problem. Oh, intentional grounding. Huh, that's kind of an oddity because I'm not even sure if I thought it got poked away. I thought maybe it was even a fumble. But that's going to be a loss of down. That's going to set up, third down and a ton?
15 yards. They're not going to call 15. There's only 5?
Well, it's just it's at the point of the penalty, I believe, is where they call it. I thought he was further back than that, to be honest.
So did I, because where they were lobbying for him to get a foul was way back here.
I was going to say, it's kind of odd. Well, I guess it would be a 5-yard penalty, though, because it was 2nd and 10.
Yeah.
So you're right, it was a 5-yard penalty. Oh, yeah, so he lost it down, so it should be 4th down, correct?
Yes.
So 4th down upcoming here, and Buffs are going to go for it.
No, they're going to punt.
Oh, they are going to punt. So trying to pin the Cats back real deep here are the Mountain View Buffaloes. Always got to check the fake on these, but it is sent away and kicked away, and Farrell smartly lets that roll through the end zone, and that'll come out to the 20-yard line.
Well, that was a really good defensive series there for the Bobcats. They gave up some chunk plays there, but then they tightened it down and got pressure on the young quarterback. A couple miscues by him, and Bobcats make him pay.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just been an oddity. Ever since that rain fell, it's so funny. And, I mean, you work that all the time, like having played before, anybody that's played high school football. But, man, once the wetness comes out, you know what? It just – ball starts squirting around and just odd things happen. And right now for Mountain View, they are having a lot of problems here with the field conditions and everything else going on.
Not a whole lot of kids wearing gloves or anything out there. Most of them are on the Mountain View side that I see gloves on.
So Thermopolis set with the football again, 6:31 to go here in the third quarter, trailing 14-0. Shumway going to go to the air again, throws for Aarons. A slant pass and a great pass again by Gavin. He has put some passes on some players tonight that just have not come up with the goods. And, again, a little bit of the conditions, but, man, those are the ones that that was Ryan Aarons looking to the sidelines, and I know he's probably frustrated with himself there as he looks to the sideline, just couldn't bring that one in.
Yeah, well thrown ball.
Perfect. But, I mean, he's put a couple right on the hands.
Mm-hmm.
But Gavin's not somebody that seems to be shaking. He'll keep going to the air if he needs to, so they'll set up again in the shotgun set with Rhodey Farrell in the backfield again. Haven't called Rhodey's name really outside of the motion play, so see if they try to go to the run game or if they stay in the air, maybe set up one of those bubble screens that they've had. Motion now here from far to near side by Armani Dukes, and now they'll set to throw underneath for Farrell. He's got a cuts past one player. He's out in the open field trying to find space. Here's Farrell. He comes to the 50. It's a track meet now. Farrell up the near sideline. He'll head to the end zone for the Bobcats. Rhodey Farrell, an 80-yard touchdown scamper.
Wow.
Shumway to Farrell, and then it was a sprint to the finish line, and Farrell pays it off for the Cats. Touchdown, 14-6, Pinnacle Bank scoreboard.
Wow, his ears must have been burning. You said we hadn't heard his name a whole lot, and here we go.
Yeah, and he said, here you go.
Little screenplay, and he made a couple guys miss, and like you said, it was just a race to the pylon after that.
And once he got in the open field, Kevin, I know that Mountain View had some speed, but when he got going, that was all that she wrote. Kick is up, and the PAT, first one of the year, is up and good. Touchdown plus the PAT. Split the lead in half, 14-7 Pinnacle Bank's scoreboard. Don't call it a ball game, Kevin. Back after this on 101.7 KDNO.
For a place to relax, sip on your favorite specialty lattes or tea, and find the best gifts for any occasion, Storyteller is the place for you. Books brimming with compelling stories, gifts for the kids like Legos and coloring projects, and something for your family and friends like hats, jewelry, or a bag of award-winning Mountain Air roasted Jackrabbit Java. To learn more, visit StorytellerYO.com or swing by at 524 Broadway in Thermopolis. Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness knows what it means to be on top of your game. For over 60 years, Gotchi has led the field in providing physical therapy, occupational therapy, and wellness in Thermopolis and their facilities in Worland, Basin, Powell, Cody, and Shoshone. Whether you're recovering from an injury, deconditioned, post-stroke, or just looking to take control of your health, you'll find years of dedicated experience.
Back here at Thermopolis, kind of cut up our friends there from Gotchi. Apologies to our pregame sponsors. Still appreciate you, not intentional, but well, excited to get back. Rody Farrell, an 80-yard touchdown run there. Scamper. Yeah, it was a pass. It was a touchdown pass, so give that statistic right to Gavin Shumway as well. A little dump off, little bubble screen set up over the middle, and made one man miss. And once he got to the 50, it was all over. And Farrell cuts the lead in half, and a good PAT in the end by Owen McCumber. His first PAT of the year. So it is a one-possession game as Farrell sends it up over the top. Ball hits the deck here. It's loose right now, and finally jumping on the football. That was Braden Walker, I believe, in the end. Right there. Those are those plays. That was like last week in Kemper. Remember, they kept kicking over the top, and it was almost like it was like dumbfounded about what was happening. It's so odd.
What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Somebody do something. But Mountain View player did the right thing and just decided to fall on it, and nothing else can go bad.
Yeah, exactly. So the Mountain View offense going to get back to work here.
See if the Bobcats can feed off of that big play here and use it to their advantage and maybe pin their ears back a little bit.
Linford moves that offense around with Walker and Scholes in the backfield. They'll hand for Walker, the big man. He runs through that first level, but he's swallowed up there. Rody Farrell and a couple other players. And then, one of the Mason Reese might be down momentarily. A player that we've called a lot tonight is on defense is Armani Dukes. That's a name we've called quite a bit of. And Reese pops back up. I think once, unfortunately, took a shot to the family heirlooms at one point.
Now he's
got a little bit of an issue. So a little handoff in the backfield here. Cat's trying to clog it up. Not sure if that was Walker or Schultz that time. It was Schultz. So Schultz with the carry that time and got about 6 yards, it looks like, to get the first down.
I think they were lucky. I'm not sure Reese got off the field before that play was
run. Well, and that's funny, too, because usually in high school, they usually, when somebody's down like that and gets back up, usually they have them exit.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Forgot the T. You need a dog? What school is that has the dog?
Oh, what
receive
school
the T?
Is that?
It's great. I love it. The dog cam. The kennel cam.
Do you have any dogs? You can start training them.
Right. Linford's going to go to the air, has a man, and it's complete there. Good stick at the back end by Shumway, but a completion that time, Cole Buchanan. Buchanan dropped one in the end zone earlier in the game. So that one out to the Cat 43-yard line. About 23 yards on that completion back from the 30. Here's another snap going quickly here as it's Scholes gets forward. He's into the second level looking to break one tackle. A stiff arm there. Did break, and he's across the 20 down to the 19-yard line. So that one right there from the 43 down to the 19, a 24-yard chunk.
And he ran over a couple guys.
Yeah, it's about 47 yards in 2 plays there for Mountain View, and they're right back in business.
And they're going fast.
They are. They're going quick. Cats no chance to substitute. Linford going to take the quick snap. Here's motion. They're going to give for Walker. Hit in the backfield, though, and the Cats able to drag him down there in the end. Rody Farrell finished out the tackle, but on that far side, I'm not sure it was a shot through the gap there, but really blew the play up, and then Farrell finished it off.
They're calling no gain on that.
So no gain, 2nd and 10, 14-7. Pinnacle Bank scoreboard, 4.5 to go here in the third quarter. Cats fighting, now looking to stand stiff here inside the red zone. Twins out to the far side right for Linford. They'll look to the sideline. He's got Scholes out to his near side hip. Walker in the forward offset running back position. Shotgun snap comes in. They'll give for Scholes. He looks for him, bounces up through a couple of Cats. Now he's spun down near the 10-yard line. I think they're going to call him short, maybe around the 11.
9 yards.
Actually, maybe not quite that. Maybe down to the 12, so 8 yards. I thought bad angle here, of course, from midfield, but yeah, good play there. 8 yards, but the Cats do get a stop chance to make a play here on third down. It's Linford again with Scholes. He'll have it again. And now they try to keep it in there. He tried to hang on to it because the Cats absolutely blew up that play in the backfield, and that's coming back near the 15-yard line, and now all of a sudden the Cats have a chance to pull off a turnover on downs because you know the Buffaloes with their kicking game, they are not going to try to attempt a field goal.
I wouldn't think so.
We know that. I do not believe that they would. And now the question is, does Mountain View try to think about this, take a timeout early or late on here in the third quarter? No, they're going to go quickly. So Linford in the backfield. He's got Scholes there. Hard count snap. No. Turns to the sidelines for the play. Cats trying to lean up near the line of scrimmage. Linford waits. Scholes in the backfield. They'll give for Scholes. He found some room. Cuts up the middle into the end zone. Touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown scamper on 4th and 5. And the Mountain View offensive line created a hole that you could drive many a recreational vehicle through there, and Scholes nearly went untouched into the end zone for 6.
Yeah, that was. I kind of figured that Bobcats maybe knew where that was going, but really good blocking up front by the men in white there. And
yeah, sometimes you can know where it's going and do not much about it. So Walker will try to add on the extra point here after the Scholes 15-yard touchdown run. It's 2 for 2 thus far and going to make it 2 for 3. Yep. So that one's no good. So 20-14 Pinnacle Bank scoreboard here as the Cats will get the ball on the other side as Mountain View punches one in, makes it a 2-score lead on the Pinnacle Bank scoreboard. You're tuned in to Bobcat Football on the Wind River Radio Network and 101.7 KDNO.
Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness. Learn more at gotchi.org.
Ever wonder why so...
And welcome back inside the broadcast booth. Jordan McCamey, Kevin Simpson with you. I want to remind you on the out there on the Pinnacle Bank scoreboard, Mountain View 20, Thermopolis 7. So a 2-score game, 13-point game after the missed PAT by Braden Walker. So Cats will have a possession here. Mountain View looked a little more motivated there offensively. I'm going to be curious if they start to gamble a bit more on defense. They haven't really necessarily blitzed a whole lot. It's been more that they've just tried to win the point of attack. So we'll see if they try to do some more blitzes or do anything along those lines. I'll be curious.
Yeah, like I said, nothing was real disguised on that last little run by Mountain View, and Bobcats kind of have to be a little more creative with their play calling, I think.
2:58 to go here in the third quarter. Cats trail it by 13. As Walker will kick this one away. Just missed the PAT and now sends a kick here, and they're going to let this one roll, and it's going to go out of bounds again for a second time tonight. And the Cats going to generate some field position by just watching the football roll out of bounds.
Yeah. Sun's starting to come back out here. Maybe we'll get a little sunshine in the second half.
Yeah, a little sunshine. Breeze going to dry things out maybe, although so far, I mean, Gavin hasn't had any trouble throwing the football, which is a positive for this Cats team. And now I'm just going to be curious what defensively Mountain View decide. Oh, hold on. They're going to
want to re-kick this. They want to return. I think they're going to put their money on Brody Farrell and Aarons.
What is this? Just a 5-yard? Just a 5-yard penalty?
Yeah.
Just a 5-yard penalty. Okay. Now they're going to move it to the center of the field for the first time. I don't know, Kevin. What do you think about this situation? Instead of the Cats taking the ball at the 35-yard line, they're going to have Mountain View re-kick.
It's unconventional.
Yeah,
but I think Coach McPhee's just gonna put his faith in his offensive weapons back there, special teams weapons, and see if they can make a return happen.
Yeah. So kicked it deep and got it this time outside for Aarons. And Aaron's going to have a chance to return if the Cats can set up the blocking. Oh, a big face mask at the end of that. A really violent play right there as Aaron's pops up, and he appears to be okay, but that was one of the, up close, one of the most violent face masks I've seen.
That was rough.
Yeah, that was a really, and again, I don't think necessarily Mountain View, I don't think the player, I didn't see who it was, did that with intention, but man, that was a really poor, not a very heads-up play there.
I saw the number. I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't think there was any intention to it. It was just the fact that he was coming downhill quickly and Aarons was making a cut, and it was like, you don't see too many face masks where the full tackle is essentially by the face mask, but that one was like where he picked him up, and almost it might have been better that his feet got taken out from under him, anything like that, but add 15 yards to that return, so all the way out to the 44. So the Cats start at their own 44-yard line. Positive position here. Aarons is fine. He stays in the game, so that's also a positive for Ryan back there. Ryan Aarons who had that return. Shumway and Farrell will be in the backfield here. Single man here to the near side. Looks like Chris Aarons trips out to the far side left. Shumway will look to go one way now, reverses field, has Delmonico Dukes. A lot of contact there. No flag comes in, though. That was a ton of contact. They kind of ran through Del Dukes to try to get that football. I know it's a 50-50 play, but usually receiver has the first option. A lot of contact there.
I think some people in the stands might agree with you on that, too.
It's just, sometimes you see it again. Obviously, lean towards the old purple and gold, clearly, but still, that one did seem like it was a lot of contact there, but no flag. Stays Thermopolis football, 2nd and 10 at the 44. Shumway takes the snap. Farrell rolls out. He'll get it on the outside. He's going to get to the outside now. Going to look to run past a couple of Buffaloes there. And there's a flag, though, and that's unfortunately right in the area of holding.
Mm-hmm.
That is in the area of where holding happens here. We'll see if that's what happened to the Cats. And it will be on the Cats. I think that's going to be a holding penalty. Waiting the official call, but it was pretty obvious that that's what it was going to be, just where that flag drops. 2:33 to go here in the third quarter, 20-7. Cats trail it now. A 2nd and 10 goes out to a 2nd and 20. Ball's back at the 37-yard line. Can pick it up at the Mountain View Buffalo 46-yard line. Need some chunk yardage here if you're Thermopolis. Look to the sidelines. Now they'll move Armani Dukes from the far to the near side now. So both the Dukes here on the near side right. As Shumway will look to the sidelines. Gets the play here from head coach Matt McPhee. Now they'll move things around yet again. Farrell was in a look there to get a direct snap. Did not. Now Dukes. He'll get it inside, trying to break some tackles. Armani riding forward out near the original line of scrimmage. So good play there. So about 9 yards on that play for Armani Dukes. So that makes it a 3rd down and more manageable. And right now, heading towards the back into the third quarter, this is 4-down territory for head coach Matt McPhee. One would think.
Yeah, and that was kind of a good call there. You saw the defender back off of him, and I don't know if it was an adjustment on the route or what, but Armani just came back for it.
Well-designed play there. As Shumway awaits the shotgun snap. Farrell in the back there trying to get some, a great pass from Shumway. Has Del Dukes, but just couldn't cut back inside to get to that one. A little rainbow over the top. I thought he had that pushed further out towards the sidelines, but that one was a little further inside the field than I thought it was. I thought that one was a little dime dropper there from Gavin Shumway, but it was not. And now going to bring up 4th down and long. They're going to bring out the punting unit. So minute 24 to go here in the third quarter. Cats going to look to punt. This is a situation to get right around midfield. You do, crazier things have happened to see a fake or anything like that, especially from head coach McPhee. So they'll look to the sidelines. Waiting for the snap. Has it now. Nairns will kick it away. Going to angle it here towards the middle of the field now, and the Buffaloes are going to stay away from it. And now a flag comes in late. And I'm not sure.
I think it's on Mountain View.
Did they catch Aarons trying to block there? Because Aarons is coming away a little bit gimpy. If that's on the a roughing the kicker penalty, then that's going to be a first down. And then they're talking about an additional personal or an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty from the way that I'm looking at the arm signals.
Yeah.
Offsetting penalty, so they'll hold on the Cats, and then a personal foul on Mountain View. So
they'll
reset it, and we'll do it all over again.
Interesting.
And hopefully Aarons, it looked like he shook off, might have just caught a little momentary stinger there, but he's still got a little bit of a limp, and that's who's doing the kicking duties. So just got to be keep an eye on that. And again, Mountain View, always got to be careful being so aggressive. Pick up and clip that punter in high school football. That's it. That's all she wrote. There's no difference in between running into or roughing the kicker in high school. There's no designation. High snap, but brought it in. Now they're going to throw it up, and Farrell's coming back for it, and it's almost picked, as there was a lot of contact between Paxton Walker and Farrell out there. A lot of jersey tugging, but hard to throw the flag on something like that. And again, you know what? Worth a gamble there.
Yeah.
Because you have your chance. It's late on in the third quarter, minute 10 to go. You're down by 13 points. Haven't generated a ton of offense, but now defense back under pressure immediately again to hold firm inside of their own territory is where Buffalo will start, or the Buffaloes will start inside Thermop territory at the 43-yard line.
It was almost better that he wanted that pick six to go all the way, but
the
better field position that he let it drop.
Yeah, exactly. So Buff football now. Get a snap from Linford, hand for Scholes, and Scholes finding all sorts of room now. I think Thermop, just again, you talk numbers over and over, going through those battles in the trenches there. It starts to wear down, and Scholes starting to chunk off some big ones. So from the 43 down to the 31, so a 12-yard chunk there.
Yeah, he is over 150.
Yeah, and Scholes, he's a good runner. Again, he may not be he's not the biggest guy on the field. Like, he's not necessarily that physically intimidating, but he gets up to top speed real quick. Snap waiting here for Linford. Has it, spins away, and hitting the backfield, I think, is either Scholes or Walker. I think that might be Walker this time.
It's the big boy.
Yeah, it's Walker.
Going to give him fall forward for one.
Yeah, it's so funny. The Cats have done a way better job of corralling Walker, who's pretty big. He's sitting at 210.
I think that's the thing, though. He's not fast. He gets the ball, and it's very.
And he runs high.
Yeah,
he runs high. That's like with Scholes. Like, he runs low. Scholes sits at 5'10", $170, but he's low to the earth.
What was the old? Is it Josh Jake, or who's the old running back from the Giants? They call him Football Frankenstein. Who was he? Ran really upright and tall. That's kind of who he reminds me of.
Yeah, a little bit. That's going to bring the third quarter to an end. The Cats will be down 2 scores, 20-7, Pinnacle Bank scoreboard. Culminating fourth quarter comes your way next on the Wind River Radio Network, 101.7 KDNO.
Hot Springs Health in Thermopolis. Could it be the exceptional prenatal care offered by our providers? Or our convenient family practice clinics located in Thermopolis, Warland, Basin, Shoshone, and Riverton. Maybe it's our new OB suites with large jetted tub, or maybe it's the place where you know you can find all of this and more.
There are 2 ways to buy 4x4 gear, the expensive way and the smart way. The expensive way is when you buy a new truck or SUV and the dealer sells you the brush guard, the heavy-duty bumpers, the steps, lights, winch, you name it. He rolls it all in with your loan into your monthly payment. But here's the smart way. Shop at Wyoming 4x4, where you get expert advice from Dan, quality gear, professional installation, all for a whole lot less than you'd spend at a car dealer. Wyoming 4x4 on North Federal in Riverton. The smart way to roll.
And welcome back inside the booth here. Fourth quarter starts here with the Mountain View Buffaloes inside Thermopolis territory. 2nd down and 9 from the 30-yard line. Going to have some updates on some Bobcat golf scores here soon. Sounds like the Cats are competing very well down over in Wright in the 2A State Golf Championship Tournament. Snap here for Linford. He's going to throw across the middle. Had a man, but missed him again. Was looking for Bohannon.
And we were talking about Brandon Jacobs before the break.
Yeah.
Thanks to my friend Matt down in Denver listening to us.
Love it. Brandon Jacobs.
Brandon Jacobs, football's Frankenstein.
Just the opposite of the way people tell you to run.
Right. Had him on my fantasy team at one point, I believe, back in the day.
There's some great football nicknames. The football's Frankenstein, the Muscle Hamster, Doug Martin.
Dougie Martin.
Snap for Linford. He's in a little bit of trouble. It slips through it. Now will look to throw. Now has to bring it down. Has some wheels out there. Is going to be tracked down. It stays in bounds as he is finally corralled out of bounds, but not after picking up about 15 yards down to the 15-yard line. The Cats had him in the backfield again, and he is a very shifty little player in there as he escaped danger and managed to pick up 15 yards and the first down.
It looked like the Bobcats had a full head of steam at him, and I think he bought himself a little time there. It almost looked like he was going to step and throw again, and the Bobcats kind of let off.
So 1st down and 10 at the 15-yard line here, just at the starting end of the 4th quarter, as they'll give for Scholes in the backfield, and he is hammered by Rhodey Farrell as he just absolutely popped Scholes right as the moment as they took it. He popped him. That's twice Rhodey has made some really just some big tackles. You know, it's like players that get in Super 25 that are players like this. Sometimes they just hit different. They come off the ball different. It's some of those things, you know, and some of the power plays that he makes, it's just sometimes just a bit different.
Yeah, he popped right through that line, and he delivered a hit, and he stood right back up and kind of said, how do you like that?
Yeah. 2nd down and 15 from the 20-yard line. Handed off for Walker this time. The big man, he's into the open field now. Cats trying to make tackles, but in the end, it's nothing but the bottom of the cleats that the Cats see as Walker heads in for his 2nd touchdown of the day, this one from 20 yards out.
Well, all the good stuff we just talked about right there before that kind of gets overshadowed by the 20-yard run to the left.
It's so interesting, too, because the Cats, like, it's really been only inside the red zone that things like that have happened. Like, throughout the middle of the field, there haven't been those big chunk plays like that. And then, like, gets down in here like that situation on the 4th down run the last time by Scholes when he punched in the touchdown from 15. It's like, I don't know what it is about this Mountain View offensive line that gets going on those plays, but they did there again. Going for 2 this time around as it'll be direct snap to Scholes, and he'll walk in untouched. 28-7. Pinnacle Bank scoreboard. Cats trail it by 3 scores with 11:02 to play in the 4th quarter. This is Thermopolis Bobcats football coming to you live on the Wind River Radio Network. Back after this on 101.7 KDNO.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
And welcome back inside the broadcast booth. A little update on Bobcat golf here, and drop that over to Kevin.
Word from Brandon Media is the Bobcat golf team is ahead by 5 strokes at the end of the first round today. They are 5 strokes ahead of the Kemmer Rangers, and Upton is playing well as well. They're only 7 strokes back, so that's your top 3 right there, Bobcats, Rangers, and then the other Bobcats over in Upton. Individual stats of note. Hadley Johnson tied for 2nd, shot an 83 today. Hayden Overfield tied for 6th with a 90. Seth Wire tied for 9th with a 91. Jonah Needham 11th in a tie for that. It's, what did he shoot, 96. Also Spencer Calhoun, Thermopolis Bobcat, shot 96. So both of those are tied for 11th. So I'll get you some updates on the women's side here, or the girls' side, and we'll talk about that in a minute.
So kickoff here to the near side. Cats have it out right in the hands of Yarrington. Yarrington running into a little bit of trouble, staying on his feet, and Ethan finally spun down right around the 42-yard line. So again, positive territory all night here for the Cats too. I mean, they really haven't had bad field position except for a couple of times.
So before we get this rolling here, Bobcat girls don't have a team score, but Kai Crosshair is shot a 117 today, and Lily Johnson as a freshman a 142. So both those girls competing for the Bobcats. So good luck to them tomorrow in round 2.
Well, good to hear the Bobcat golf team as that season wraps up. One more day and see if they can bring home a title to T-Town. Pass over the middle off the fingertips of Dell Dukes and nearly intercepted across the middle of the field by Jackson Sawyer.
Yeah, you know, I'm glad the Bobcat golf team's doing good, and I just don't know if I can ride around in the golf cart with Brandon Daramidi if they win another one of these things, though, man. I tell you what.
Yeah.
They're going for 5 in a row now, I think, is what it is.
Yeah, so something like that. Yeah, I mean, obviously the days, the Hardy Johnson days.
Now they got Hadley Johnson.
Now got Hadley Johnson. Yeah, it's been a fruitful golf venture over here in Thermopolis for sure.
Yeah, Brand says they make it pretty easy on them, I think.
Yeah, some good here around the whole area. There's been some good golf teams, and that's I'd say that's a weird play there. I think it's a false start, I believe, on the Cats.
Coach Walk fired up about something over there across the way.
Yeah, the sound carrying well over here to the press booth today.
Yeah.
So 2nd down and 15 coming. Shumway and Farrell looking here to the near sideline. Again, 10:51 left in this 4th quarter. Cats in need of a quick score.
Yeah.
Twins near and far side now. Ball on the near side hash. Shumway waits for that shotgun snap. Has it now. 3-step drop. Looks over the top. He's got a man running. It's Ahrens and a face guard there. A flag should absolutely come out.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, that was just a play where he was not looking for the ball at all. I know in high school you can do some face guarding, but that was not much more than just trying to run for pace and put his body into Ahrens that time. I'm surprised to not see a flag on the turf there.
I think Coach McPhee's asking the exact same thing you are. And Mr. Official here on this side kind of said, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, no, I'd say they rarely do want to hear too much of your input on what's happening. Been a couple of times where you thought the crew's doing just fine, but a couple of times where you're like, yeah, 50-50, could have definitely seen some yellow come out, but looked like Ahrens had him beat, too. If the ball was over the top, I mean, for sure, probably the flag comes out. It might have even been complete. It was just a little underthrown.
Mm-hmm.
Farrell goes in motion here from the near to the far side, and Shumway has it now. Quick pass, and Ahrens wasn't ready for it. Didn't turn his hands around. He had both Dukes and Ahrens running just go routes there, and it was there, but Ahrens never even looked for the ball. By the time he turned around, it hit him right in the hip.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if there's a miscommunication on routes there. They both kind of ran the
same route.
The same route, and that's usually not the case.
Cats just going to punt this one away. 10:42 to go. Try to maybe create a turnover, something along those lines, as the Cats will send away with Ahrens again. Here's a snap for Ahrens, skips it in, and now he'll run to the outside, but no chance for this one to work out, as a skip snap there is never gonna work out for you. Again, it was pretty good coverage over there regardless by Mountain View, so I'm not sure even if it's a clean snap that works out, but once that skipped in, that pretty much blew up everything the Cats wanted to do.
Yeah, unfortunately that's going to put the Bobcats back in negative rushing yards after that. So we talked about establishing a running game in the second half, and
yeah,
that
just has not
happened.
Yeah, just haven't had the opportunity, and it's good defensive discipline for the Mountain View is right back in business offensively now inside the 35-yard line. The Cats of the 34. Linford in the backfield again with Walker and Schultz. Give for Schultz. Schultz hit there again. Farrell starting to rack up the defensive points. Another tackle for loss.
Loss of 3 on the play. Second down and 13.
Again, Thermopolis shown quite a bit of heart today, and again, they've had some opportunities to keep this thing tighter, but it's a 3-score game, but I mean, really feels closer than that. Linford and the Buffalo offense just kind of chewing up some time here as we go under 10 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter. Linford takes the snap now, going to look for Schultz on the outside, kind of threw that down into the deck. Right now, no whistle. They're going to say a live football, so the Cats going to take back over there. I'd say we were right on the line. It looked close, and the whistle never came out, and you play to the whistle, and the Cats forced a turnover there as Linford threw it backwards looking for Schultz out there, and now the Cats have it right back, right near midfield, so a chance to reload the offense. So that's kind of a momentum changer there, especially if Thermopolis can get something rolling here offensively.
Yeah, there's no whistle, and all of a sudden you saw, I'm not quite sure which Bobcat fell on that.
I think it was Logan Defoe.
Logan Defoe,
yeah,
he just kept running over there.
Yeah, came into the starting lineup today to replace Zane Stam, and then it makes a big play for the Cats, so forced turnover, first turnover of the day of that type for the Buffaloes. Turned over on downs once, but now a fumble turnover. So Cats back with it, 9:48 to play. Pinnacle Bank scoreboard, fourth quarter, 28-7. Shumway and Farrell in the backfield. Trips out here to the near side left. Shotgun snap now, high snap, and it's back on the deck, and Shumway able to track it down, but he is swallowed up in the backfield deep by Dane Branson, his second sack of the day. And just seems like every time this season, every time something positive has happened for the Cats, right away just a negative thing comes right back at him. I don't know why it's been that way. I just feel like bitten by that bug.
Yeah, I'd take one step forward and 2 steps back, it seems like.
So 2nd and 17 coming up. Looking to get something to bring this Bobcat crowd to life here. So trips will set up here to the near side again. Aaron's Farrell in motion from the far to the near side, and he has it now. Steps up, a little cut move there. Breaks a couple of tackles, getting up near the original line of scrimmage. Maybe a 6-yard chunk for Rhodey there on the little end-around play. So 3rd down and 11 upcoming. Cats look at the sideline.
Yeah, they're not really hurrying as much as you'd think they would with 8.5 minutes left in this game.
Shumway and Farrell in the backfield. Press coverage on the outside on Del Dukes. A single man out to the far side right. Trips here to the near side left. Shumway, throw for Farrell. Looks for a little bit of room. Breaks past one tackler and then another, and then he's finally swallowed up after picking up about 5 yards out to the near midfield of the 48.
Yep. I'm going to call that a run. That was a backwards pass.
Yeah. So definitely 4-down territory for Thermopolis. I mean, they've attempted two fake punts at this point, so you know that for sure head coach McPhee's going for it this time around. No reason to disguise what you're doing here.
And I'm not sure if the last run by Aarons was really a fake punt. I think he's fielded it bad and then just had to take off.
Yeah, possibly. Although it wasn't really under a ton of duress, but we'll see. Who knows? It might have been a situation where, you just try to make the best of it, because it actually skipped up and hands fairly cleanly, all things considered. So 4th down and 7. Bobcats got to pick up all 7 of those yards to continue this drive. Farrell going to move into motion here to the near side. Shumway has a little bit of time, throws over the top, looking for Farrell. Has him! Farrell's got it! Cut it! He's down to the 20, the 10. He'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Bobcats, as that'll be a 52-yard strike. And I'll tell you, the coaching staff taking a deep breath of relief as late on in that play. I don't know if you saw, there was a block in the back by a Bobcat down by about the 10-yard line, about an unnecessary one, and you should have seen the coaches turned white as a ghost, but no flag came out.
I'm trying to give the viewers at home, I'm trying to shove this camera across and trying to watch it in person too.
52-yard strike, Shumway to Farrell. Second time they've hooked up, so between them 132 yards of a touchdown connection so far today as the second PAT, McCumber. The confidence is growing. cut the lead in half again. Shumway to Farrell, twice as nice. Cats cut it to 14, 28-14 Pinnacle Bank scoreboard. Back after this on the Wind River Radio Network.
Thermopolis Hardware and Mercantile is a proud supporter of Bobcats Athletics. There's so much more than a hardware store. You'll find Ashley furniture and decor perfect for your home. There's a great toy selection, as well as tools, kitchen items, grills, and a garden section. That means there's something for everyone at Thermopolis Hardware. Don't forget to check out their variety of custom cabinets, window shading, and flooring.
Hi, I'm Karen with Thermopolis Hardware. Buy local, be local. Go Bobcats!
We're back here in Thermopolis. Another big play for the Cats. 52-yard strike, Shumway to Farrell. Makes it 28-14. So some of those good things finally breaking the Cats' way.
Yeah, I mean, big plays, and we saw Rhodey run into motion there, and the two defensive backs are trying to figure out who's sorting out who is going to get who, and Rhodey just kind of got behind that last defender, and he had to make a play for it. He had to jump up and grab it, and kudos to him also staying on his feet and then being able to turn it upfield and go.
Absolutely, and you know what? I think Shumway knew that he saw those DBs. He knew he had to put some air under it to get it over the top, or else it could just be deflected or intercepted, and put it up where Rhodey could make a play. And the senior running back, he decided to make that play, and now it looks like they'll set up on the 40. Farrell going to do the kicking. Imagine they're going to look for an onside kick.
They've got 10 of their 11 players within 10 yards of this here.
This is always one of those interesting things, though, is if you jet somebody over the top, because if you just run up and see if they try to gamble early and don't stay disciplined, you pop it over the top. But, yes, they are expecting the onside with 7:15 to go in the fourth, 28-14. Here comes Farrell. Now he will kick it just over the top, and it is caught there by the Buffaloes right at the 40-yard line. So, again, I don't mind the idea there. Because, again, your standard onside kick, they're probably going to be just swallowed up real quickly.
Either that or you just fire one at somebody's chest and hope it bounces off of them.
Point them out.
Yep.
Coming for you, 20.
What is that, a little bit of replacements there?
Yeah. Ole, 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 ole. 7:14 to go, Pinnacle Bank scoreboard. Cats looking to make a defensive play to keep this one interesting. Linford in the backfield with Schultz and Walker. Twins here to the near side. One man to the far side left. Ball at midfield. Snap here. Here's Linford. He's hit in the backfield. Armani Dukes a sack. A little miscommunication again from the Buffaloes. They seem to be tightening up a bit, Kevin.
I think you're kind of, it's one of those where you just play to try to run the clock out, and Bobcats are going to try to make something out of it.
A lot of clock to run out with 7 minutes to go. I understand there's about 3 minutes left in the game.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you got to keep running your offense, and especially, I mean, look, head coach Wack, you know what? He works with them all week. He does all the work, but I'd have a real hard time going away from Scholes and Walker here if I was him. So the Cats looking to take advantage here defensively, see if they can make a play. Linford waiting for the snap. Takes it now, gives it for Scholes. No, keeps it himself. He'll bounce to the outside, and he is hit hard there as he's spun down by Mason Reese.
Just got back to the line of scrimmage, maybe losing a yard.
Yeah, might have lost another yard there. So a third down and deep from the what is now the 37-yard line, looks like.
Yep. Actually, I'm going to give him just back to the line of scrimmage, it looks like.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was the 2nd and 13 after that initial tackle for loss. Linford alone in the backfield now. He'll look to go to the air. He'll throw it over the top. It's intercepted! Intercepted by Gavin Shumway at midfield. Cuts up, trying to leave offensive lineman in his wake, and the Cats will take back over at the 41-yard line. And all of a sudden, Thermopolis right back in business inside of Buff territory. No flags on the field. It is Cat football. 3 turnovers now on Mountain View.
Wow. I mean, that is just the first time they throw it deep, and there's Gavin just sitting back there waiting for it, and got some of those yards back too. And so Bobcats are on a roll here, and
Yeah,
Let's see what they can do.
Question
get interesting.
Some of the coordinating over on the Mountain View side, but of course going to take the turnover, but I'm not sure I'm going to the air with a 14-point lead. But that is the case. The Cats right back in business. Trips to the far side right. Ball on the near side has Shumway and Farrell in the backfield. Shumway takes the snap, fields it cleanly. Looking to go over the top to Dukes. He has his man down to the 20-yard line just through a reached out hand to the defensive back there. It was, I think it was Brockton Walker that nearly got a hand on that, but that's a 21-yard pickup, and the Cats are right back into the red zone.
I think we're going to maybe see some pace here.
Cats going to look to go quickly, trying to prevent Mountain View from making any changes. Trips will set up to that far side again. Del Dukes, the near man, on the near side left. Cat cheerleading team trying to bring some momentum here to the Bobcat crowd. Shumway surveys the field. Takes the shotgun snap cleanly. Goes to the outside for Farrell. He has it now. Trying to sprint away from Buffalo defenders. Does. Stays on his feet. I think it's another first down inside the 10-yard line. And the Cats are right in business at about the 9-yard line. First and goal upcoming. Clock going to come to a stop here. I think they want to take a look to see if they picked up the first down and did. So they will get the clock rolling again here in just a moment. Cats going to go quickly. 28-14, 4:50 to go. All of a sudden, touchdown here. It's already a ball game, but it gets real interesting if the Cats can punch this in for 6. Nervy moments for Mountain View.
Got Del Dukes by himself over here.
Goes in motion now as Farrell comes towards Dukes here on the near side. Shumway in a little bit of trouble. A lot of traffic here. Going to be drugged down, and the ball's on the deck, and all of a sudden, here is a chance for Mountain View. They have it now. Out in front of it is Dane Branson, and he's going to go all the way to the house on a scoop and score. The Cats tried to make something happen, and that is how momentum is erased on an 80-yard scoop and score to the other side for Mountain View. And all of a sudden, also looking here, Gavin Shumway comes to the outside and lost the handle on it, and head coach McPhee there to console and talk to his senior quarterback. Again, trying to make something happen. Those are one of those plays, though, Kevin, when you took momentum back, you kind of just have to eat it.
Yeah.
But those are one of those plays that you learn along the way. 34-14, and all of a sudden, what could have become a one-possession game has gone quickly back to 3.
Unfortunate, but that was a heck of a play by the defender, and he had some wheels for a big guy.
Yeah, Branson, honestly, I mean, yeah, if we were talking player of the game on the other side for Mountain View, Branson would be right up near the top there. Got that early sack, 2 sacks, now a scoop and score touchdown. As Walker looks like he's going to add the extra point. No, he missed it wide to the left, so a PAT no good, so make it a 20-point game, 34-14. And that is how momentum shifts, folks, just that quickly in high school football. 4:14 to play. Cats trail at 34-14. They get the ball back after this on the Wind River Radio Network.
Here in Wyoming, we live by the spirit of the Wild West.
Now where the sun's a little brighter, where the snows that fall are a trifle wider, where the bonds of home are a wee bit tighter, that's where the West begins.
We're the bank that's with you wherever that spirit, because we're more than a bank in Wyoming. We're Wyoming in a bank. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be.
Did you know the Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness in Thermopolis also has something called the Gotchi Wellness Center? It's your dream gym with cardio equipment, cable machines, free weights and dumbbells, hydraulic resistance machines, and personal trainers that care about your goals. The Wellness Center is huge and includes a rock wall, pegboard, sled, tires, punching bags, squat rack, and a whole lot more. Check out the Senior Wellness class. To take the first step to a healthier you, visit gotchi.org.
Welcome back inside the booth. Jordan McCabe, Kevin Simpson with you. Ooh, deflating scoop and score there. I mean, you got to tip the cap to Branson for making the play, but man, the Cats had seriously just turned full momentum. All of a sudden, we're at least starting to put the Buffaloes on upset alert. Now, all of a sudden, a 20-point contest, and the Cats going to go back on the offensive side, but not a whole lot of that clock left here. 4:14 left in the fourth.
Just took the wind out of everybody's sails.
Kick here from Walker. Going to go back for Del Dukes. Dukes will bring it back here into the middle of the field, waiting for some coverage, trying to create a little bit of space. Gets past one here to the near side, cuts back up the field, and a flag comes in late and running up the sideline, toe tapping all the way near the 40-yard line, but a flag is down at the 30-yard line. Blocking the back, and then it'll come back. So another positive play comes backwards for the Cats. It just seems right now anything that can go against them will. Do remind you want to stick around for the Click It or Ticket post-game show. Kevin and I will wrap up the stats here from Thermopolis High School and Leroy Hayes Field. We'll also get you our storyteller player of the game. We'll have a talk with head coach Matt McPhee as well before we sign off and get you ready for next week's homecoming game right here at Hot Springs County High School.
Versus the Bobcats' first probably out-of-state opponent.
Yeah, the Rich County Rebels.
County, yep.
Rich County Rebels coming to town, and that's a road trip that I will not volunteer for.
We got one full year to think about.
Yeah,
that
who's
going
to be the voice of the Bobcats next year?
Rusty Harris.
Yeah, at least for a week. Bobcats with it. Shotgun snap for Gavin Shumway. He'll roll out to his right, dump it off over the middle. One-handed grab from Rody Farrell, and he cuts it up the middle. He'll make a man miss. Tries to make another. He's down the sideline. Runs into one more as he creates some damage at the 40 to the 41, and Farrell comes to the sideline and quickly down to a couple of knees there.
He delivered a hit, but I think he took a little bit of one too.
Yeah, absolutely, as he'll hang out on the sidelines here. And that'll be a 22-yard pickup there from Farrell.
Yep. And he just came off that concussion protocol, so
that's what we're thinking. He did take a little bit of hit to the whole helmet collision there, so we'll see what happens. Brody, one of the assistant coaches there, has his helmet, and
Coach
we'll
Johnson's,
give it back.
yep.
So might have been more of a shoulder thing that time.
Says, "Give me my helmet back, Coach. I'm going."
So 3:51 left in this game, waiting for a play to come in, and head coach McPhee going to have to burn a timeout here. 34-14, Pinnacle Bank scoreboard, 3:51 to go in the fourth. Come back with us next on the Wind River Radio Network.
I'm Travis Winger. I'm a financial advisor with Edward Jones, and we do, I pride myself on helping people with financial planning, achieving whatever goals are most important to them. The most valuable thing you have when it comes to planning for your future is time. The sooner you start and the more detailed your plan is, the better chance of success you have. First-timers are my favorite people to work with because they're hungry to learn, and coming to see me doesn't cost anything. I don't charge for appointments, I don't charge for anything. Come in, talk to me, and all you'll leave with is a little bit more knowledge than you came in with.
Edward Jones financial advisor Travis Winger, 435 Arapahoe Street, Thermopolis.
For a place to relax, sip on your favorite specialty lattes or tea, and find the best gifts for any occasion, Storyteller is the place for you. Books brimming with compelling stories, gifts for the kids like Legos and coloring projects, and something for your family and friends like hats, jewelry, or a bag of award-winning Mountain Air roasted jackrabbit java. To learn more, visit StorytellerYO.com or swing by at 524 Broadway in Thermopolis.
34-14 your score. Back to live action here. Waiting for the snap. Dukes in motion near to far side. Now throw to the top, looking for Del Dukes. Play there, but it's out of bounds. He's out of bounds there. An interception made, but out of bounds by Cole Buchanan. And again, right now, you got to kind of try to make those plays. So again, we saw Rody Farrell come out to the sideline, still down on one knee here near the 50-yard line.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Hasn't had much attention since he's gotten.
No, I'd say, yeah, since Coach Johnson has helmet, now he has a helmet back in his hand, so that's at least a positive thing. Shumway will go back to the air now, going to throw it to the outside ball, tipped there and down incomplete.
And Gavin has thrown over 30 passes tonight.
Yeah, nearly over 300 yards, yeah.
He's 311, I got him.
He's over 311
yep.
yards passing. It's
We're
pretty incredible.
Do some talking about our player of the game.
I was going to say, I'm like, I might have to call Storyteller. You giving away 2 drinks this week?
Give away both.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's going to be
Ellen,
hard.
if you're listening, give me a call.
Yeah, it's hard to argue against Shumway and Farrell tonight. Clock stopped at 3:42 here in the fourth quarter. Cats will bring in a play here, 3rd and 10 now after that incompletion. Snap for Shumway. 5-step drop now, running for his life. Man slips now, has a chance to set his feet, points, goes over the top, throwing for Dale Dukes over the top. He's got him. Dale running for the end zone. Bohannon's able to track him down inside the red zone, down to about the 10-yard line. So a 48-yard or 58-yard completion? 48-yard completion.
48, yep.
Yeah. 48-yard completion down to the 10-yard line.
He pointed at him, and luckily he got enough air in that, because at first I wasn't sure he got his legs set enough to get
yeah,
enough on
well,
that.
Bohannon was underneath it, and then when it sailed over him, I think Bohannon was like, oh, boy, made a little miscalculation there.
Whoops.
Yeah. Geometry is not a strong subject for me.
I'm not a mathematician.
Yeah. Not a math magician.
That's right.
So they brought the clock to a stop here on the first down. Waiting for the coach. Coach walks on the field. Now they'll get the clock running at 3:28. So chance for the Cats to get in the end zone again. They're at the 10-yard line, 1st and goal. Shumway with trip stack to the near side here and a tight bunch on the near side. One man to the far side right is Del Dukes. Now he'll motion here close to the inside. Now he'll move up the field. Here's Shumway. Throw it back for Dukes on an out route there, and just couldn't quite get him going. A little up and go, or an up and out play that time for Dukes, but just couldn't keep the pocket clean there on the rollout.
68.
Shumway in the offense, setting up again here for a 2nd down and goal play from the 10. Farrell back into the game as well, so Rhodey back in the backfield. Shumway takes a snap, looks outside, crossing route, had Aarons again, and it's picked off on the deflection. 2nd time Aarons has been ready for the pass to come in, and it's intercepted by the Mountain View Buffaloes, number 13, Jace Schultz.
Wow, unfortunate. Yeah, just caromed off of his shoulder pads, it looked like. And
It's just the 2nd time that his head just hasn't quite been up, like he's waiting for the ball to come out later, but he was right in the middle of the field, but just wasn't quite heads up ready for that play.
Mm-mm.
So another turnover for Thermopolis, and 3:04 to go. They'll try to make some plays here, down to 2 timeouts, though. The Buffaloes a couple of first downs away from wrapping this one up here, as the Cats, barring something going on, look to be heading to 0-3 heading into that homecoming game next week against Rich County.
I don't foresee them making the same mistake they did in the last series and throwing this thing.
One wouldn't think. Linford operates exclusively out of the shotgun set as Schultz has it now, and he'll drive forward here across the 20 out to the 1st down marker. And they'll set it, 1st down, and the clock will get running again. So the clock starts at, it's supposed to start, but hasn't started yet. So the clock going. Linford back in that shotgun set. And I was like initially in more of a hurry than I thought he would be.
Yeah.
And now going to take the time to get the offenses set as offense says they look to the outside. Handoff inside. They'll give for Schultz again. Picks up about 3 yards here as the clock will start to tick down. Do want to tell you, stick around for the Click It or Ticket post-game show. We'll have a One Eye on the Stats look by One-Eyed Buffalo Brewing to wrap up the stats at the end of this one. We'll have our storyteller player of the game, and, of course, we'll have a talk with head coach Matt McPhee. Again, a lot of ifs. If one thing had gone this way or another, it could have been a whole different story. We were sitting at, 28-14 with the Cats on the doorstep, potentially going to make it a one-possession game, and then bang, a fumble, scoop, score, touchdown, and that is the story that was written by the Mountain View Buffaloes. There's a shotgun snap. Again, give it on a handoff here for Scholes. Scholes out in the open field and finally going to be drugged down across midfield as Gavin Shumway able to wrap him up. So Scholes with another big chunky yardage.
I'm trying to figure out where that ball started on.
It started about the 30, I believe. Or no, the 30. So
give him 24.
Yeah.
They moved the change too quick for me to go back and look.
Well, this week they used to have, again, they have our man on the board this week, but not used to it, so don't have the down and to go that we usually have, so don't have that point of reference. Minute 15 to go in this one as Linford takes his time, and the last final 5 seconds get counted off and takes the snap, hands it again for Scholes, who's doing the heavy lifting, and smartly stutters his feet and stays in bounds there that time. So probably, would have been one more snap. We got a Thermopolis Bobcat down, so we'll bring things to a stop. And we're going to take a quick break here, an injury timeout on the Wind River Radio Network. 59 seconds to go, 34-14 on the Pinnacle Bank scoreboard. Back after this on 101.7 KDNO.
Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness knows what it means to be on top of your game. For over 60 years, Gotchi has led the field in providing physical therapy, occupational therapy, and wellness in Thermopolis and their facilities in Worland, Basin, Powell, Cody, and Shoshone. Whether you're recovering from an injury, deconditioned, post-stroke, or just looking to take control of your health, you'll find years of dedicated experience paired with personal care at Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness. Learn more at gotchi.org.
So Mountain View, the 1st and 10 play after Reese left the field there. A little bit assisted. He's on the sideline getting some attention. And again, we're just going to get some shotgun kneel downs here with, again, the game in hand here for the Mountain View Buffaloes. As soon as it goes under 40 seconds, that'll be all she wrote. So going to wait for that final 5-second call from our back judge. So again, we talked about, we'll get a one eye on the stats. I'll save it for Kevin to give the full numbers. There's some really impressive numbers to the air tonight by Gavin Shumway, like truly impressive. Some big high school numbers as that kneel down will be taken and the players start to shake hands, and that's the way this one will end. 34-14, your final on the Pinnacle Bank scoreboard. Click It or Ticket post-game show comes your way next, so don't go anywhere on 101.7 KDNO as we wrap this one up from Thermopolis, Wyoming. Final score, Pinnacle Bank scoreboard. Mountain View 34, Thermopolis 14. Back after this on the Wind River Radio Network.
Ever wonder why so many babies are delivered at Hot Springs Health in Thermopolis? Could it be the exceptional prenatal care offered by our providers? Or our convenient family practice clinics located in Thermopolis, Worland, Basin, Shoshone, and Riverton. Maybe it's our new OB suites with large jetted tub, or maybe it's the place where you know you can find all of this and more.
There are two ways to buy 4x4 gear, the expensive way and the smart way. The expensive way is when you buy a new truck or SUV and the dealer sells you the brush guard, the heavy-duty bumpers, the steps, lights, winch, you name it. He rolls it all in with your loan into your monthly payment. But here's the smart way. Shop at Wyoming 4x4, where you get expert advice from Dan, quality gear, professional installation, all for a whole lot less than you'd spend at a car dealer. Wyoming 4x4 on North Federal in Riverton. The smart way to roll.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
Thermopolis Hardware and Mercantile is a proud supporter of Bobcats athletics. There's so much more than a hardware store. You'll find Ashley furniture and decor perfect for your home. There's a great toy selection, as well as tools, kitchen items, grills, and a garden section. That means there's something for everyone at Thermopolis Hardware. Don't forget to check out their variety of custom cabinets, window shading, and flooring.
Hi, I'm Karen with Thermopolis Hardware. Buy local, be local. Go Bobcats!
And welcome inside the Click It or Ticket post-game show here on the Wind River Radio Network, 101.7 KDNO, streaming via YouTube at yotoday.com. Jordan McCamey, Kevin Simpson with you. 34-14 on the Pinnacle Bank scoreboard. Your final, the Bobcats fall to the visiting number 4 Mountain View Buffaloes. But speaking of the Buffalo, one-eyed Buffalo Brewing getting us one eye on the stats. There were some eye poppers out there for the Cats in both a very positive way and in a very eye-raising way we will go to.
Wow.
So give it on over to
how many eye punts can we roll into this one? Holy cow.
Oh, my gosh.
Save some for the rest of the season.
I'm embarrassed for myself. We're going to give it on over to Kevin here for the post-game stats brought to you by One-Eyed Buffalo Brewing Company.
Let me gather myself after that. Okay. We're going to start off with the Mountain View Buffs and their stat line again. Only 3 names that we really have to call on their side. Linford at quarterback, 11 carries, 22 yards, and a fumble on the ground. 4 completions out of 13 attempts for 43 yards. No touchdowns for him. Braden Walker, 12 carries, 64 yards, 2 touchdowns for him, 3 catches, 20 yards. And then Schultz was the one really toting the rock back there in the backfield. 28 carries for him tonight, 196, almost broke the 200 mark for him tonight. He had 2 touchdowns as well. Offensively, 51 rushes, 285 yards, 4 touchdowns for them, and only 43 yards through the air. So that equals 328 yards of offense for Mountain View. Now let's go up to some pretty big numbers up here on the Thermopolis side. Gavin Shumway, not very effective on the ground. He created a lot of plays, kept a lot of plays alive tonight, though. 4 carries, negative 32 yards, and a fumble, but he really did his damage with his arm tonight. 16 completions on 32 attempts, 326 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, one of them with a carom off the shoulder pads of the receiver. Rhodey Farrell comes back tonight in his return, and he's got some stats in every category tonight. He's got 14 carries for 46 yards and a fumble. He did complete a pass. The only one he attempted went for 33 yards, and he caught 11 balls out of the backfield for 229 yards and 2 touchdowns. Armani Dukes contributes 2 catches for 22 yards. And I'm looking here. I feel like I might have missed some, but Del Dukes, sorry. Del Dukes. I'm like, got the Duke brothers. Yeah. 3 catches, 102 yards for Del. So, he's running on a 33-yard per catch clip right there.
Yeah, busted over triple digits for back-to-back weeks to the air on the receiving end.
He's killing it out there. Offensive totals, 20 carries for the Bobcats, only nets them 5 yards tonight on the ground with 2 fumbles. 17 pass completions on 34 attempts for the 2 players throwing passes tonight, 359 yards for a total of 364 yards of total offense for the Bobcats. Penalty yards really 65 on the Bobcats, 55 on Mountain View, and that is your one-eyed Buffalo getting one eye on the stats.
I mean, I haven't heard many. I mean, you hear, of course, high schoolers across the nation. I mean, those are some numbers. But when you're talking Wyoming 2A football, and you're talking about a ranked opponent coming in, I know there are some big plays, but 326 yards is an impressive number no matter what level of high school football you play, whatever state you play in. That's a really impressive game from Gavin Shumway, and that was one eye on the stats by One-Eyed Buffalo Brewing Company here in Thermopolis. Thanks for Kevin for keeping those stats throughout tonight's contest. This is the Click It or Ticket post-game show on the Wind River Radio Network. Final on the Pinnacle Bank scoreboard, 34-14 in favor of Mountain View. On the other side of this one, we'll get our storyteller player of the game, and then after that, we'll have a conversation with the head man in charge, head coach Matt McPhee here on the Click It or Ticket post-game show. You're tuned in to Bobcat football on the Wind River Radio Network.
Here in Wyoming, we live by the spirit of the Wild West.
Now where the sun's a little brighter, where the snows that fall are a trifle whiter, where the bonds of home are a wee bit tighter, that's where the West begins.
We're the bank that's with you wherever that spirit, because we're more than a bank in Wyoming. We're Wyoming in a bank. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be.
Did you know the Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness in Thermopolis also has something called the Gotchi Wellness Center? It's your dream gym with cardio equipment, cable machines, free weights and dumbbells, hydraulic resistance machines, and personal trainers that care about your goals. The Wellness Center is huge and includes a rock wall, pegboard, sled, tires, punching bags, squat rack, and a whole lot more. Check out the Senior Wellness class. To take the first step to a healthier you, visit gotchi.org.
Welcome back inside the Click Your Ticket post-game show, and going to head into our storyteller player of the game. And, man, we know there's two ways we could go, but, man, it is tough to make a decision on which way to go. But, Kevin, I think we squared on who we're going to land on, and I think tonight we're going to have to go the way of Gavin Shumway tonight.
Shumway or another, he's going to find you, and that's what's going to happen. Shumway or another, Gavin found his receivers tonight, and 16 of 32, 326 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Gavin Shumway is the storyteller player of the game.
Just a broadcasting gem right there. Rusty, if she was still on that, please hit record. So you're going to make sure get WAB involved
Submit
right there.
that to Wyoming Broadcasters right there.
Tip of the cap there.
Pure gold.
Shumway was fantastic tonight. And the other thing is he kept his cool, took some hits, had some things not fall his way. But, man, he just kept launching it up there. And, some of the throws he made, a couple players made plays, of course. You get an 80-yard, scamper from Rhodey Farrell after you hook up on a little dump over the top. But, man, he had some good throws over the top. It was just really a great performance. Like we said, one interception he can definitely wear on the shoulders, but the second one came off the pads of Ryan Aarons in the end. 326 through the air, 16 of 32, 2 touchdowns. It was an impressive night from Gavin Shumway. I mean, like we said, it's an impressive night from him, and then you go look at Rhodey's numbers. It's like, I mean, they're just ridiculous. They were like Madden numbers tonight.
Yeah, just toss a coin.
Absolutely. So Gavin Shumway, our storyteller player of the game. On the other side, we sit down with head coach Matt McPhee of the Thermopolis Bobcats. We wrap this one up on a Friday afternoon into the evening now here in Thermopolis, Wyoming. Final score 34-14, Pinnacle Bank scoreboard. Talk with the coach next on the Wind River Radio Network.
I'm Travis Winger. I'm a financial advisor with Edward Jones, and we do, I pride myself on helping people with financial planning, achieving whatever goals are most important to them. The most valuable thing you have when it comes to planning for your future is time. The sooner you start and the more detailed your plan is, the better chance of success you have. First-timers are my favorite people to work with because they're hungry to learn, and coming to see me doesn't cost anything. I don't charge for appointments, I don't charge for anything. Come in, talk to me, and all you'll leave with is a little bit more knowledge than you came in with.
Edward Jones financial advisor Travis Winger, 435 Arapahoe Street, Thermopolis.
We're back live inside the broadcast booth. Jordan McCamey, Kevin Simpson with you. Head coach McPhee going to join us here in just a moment. 34-14 your final on the Pinnacle Bank scoreboard, and the head man in charge is with us now. Head coach Matt McPhee joins us now. Coach, a game that was kind of on a knife edge of the way things could go, and unfortunately it just slipped the way a Mountain View instead of us tonight. What are the initial thoughts as you kind of culminate this one on a Friday afternoon?
Well, I don't know. It's hard to put it into summarize it at this juncture right now. I mean, I guess we just did to the boys a little bit there, and we're just proud of them. I mean, they played tough. They played hard. We had some adversity. It seems like we couldn't get a call. That roughing the punter that backed with the holding call, the offset. They're out there doing murderers row on our kids, and that's no knock on Mountain View. It's a football game. Those things happen. But when you see a guy get roughed like that, you think you're going to come out on the strong end of it. And the game's a game of momentum, and you don't know if it's a first quarter play, if it's a fourth quarter play, and there was just some critical ones there. But that being said, Jordan, it was our kids just battled. They hung in there. They made some plays. We had a hard time taking it away. I was surprised Coach Walk was still throwing the ball. We got a pick late that gave us a little bit of hope. But, in the end, the message to the kids was just, hang in there. Our best football's ahead of us, and we've got another winnable game. These, obviously Mountain View and Rich played in a pretty tough one last week, and we'll see how we match up with Rich. But we're real proud of the kids and the effort that they had this afternoon.
And Coach, we talk about the growth week over week, and the start of the game. Kevin and I just know that the very first play defensively that you made, like after that initial, the offensive possession that didn't go away, the first defensive play, you guys came popping off the ball, wreaking havoc in the backfield, and really kind of making a statement defensively. Was that kind of maybe the biggest step the Bobcats made this week?
Well, we did. We sat as a staff, and I thought, we need to. I know as an offensive coach, it's awful tough to handle pressure. Whether you have a run play called or a pass play. When you're bringing guys and you're bringing heat, and we made a point of it tonight to bring some pressure and to send those linebackers. We think our linebacker crew is pretty doggone good. I mean, we got some smaller guys, I guess, when you look at them out there, compare them to their linebacker, but our kids fly around, and that was the game plan coming in. Was to come downhill and blitz, run blitz and pass blitz.
We saw some pretty cool numbers put up tonight. You'll see them when I send you off the stat sheets. Rhodey putting up numbers in every category tonight. Gavin out there tossing the ball around. Just talk to me kind of about those, maybe some of those personal performances tonight, and even Del Dukes went over 100 yards for the two weeks in a row now. So just talk to me about those kids and what they're doing out there.
Yeah, we come into this thing. I feel like we've got two really good running backs, but one of them only had one leg tonight. I don't know if you could see his limp, but Gavin has a pretty bad knee that he played a tough game on, but we run that read option, stuff, and we just didn't. We tried it a little bit early in the game, but when it's a one-headed monster, it makes things a little bit tough, and we were giving up a lot of pounds in the middle as well, and we tried to establish the run, but we felt like getting the back the ball through the screen game, and the quick pass game was our best bet as the game progressed, and that Rhodey's an unbelievable competitor, and we just try to find ways to get him the football, and I mean, you see us, we motion him out, we run him down the field, we bring him back, just get the ball in the kid's hands, and he's tough, and I mean, that one-handed catch at the end of the game, I don't know what it looked like on radio, but it looked pretty good from the sideline.
Absolutely, and as you continue to grow with a squad that's kind of as shorthand as you are, as a tight roster as it is, and not really be able to lose anybody, is this maybe from a coaching perspective some of the most fun you've had in just seeing maybe what is rapid growth from that opening game against Tongue River, now just 3 games into this one against Mountain View, and really giving a ranked team a run for their money almost to the end?
Yeah, Jordan, it's funny you say fun because it really is. It's the most challenging season that we've had as a staff here. But at the same time, I've told our staff multiple times this year, excuse me, this is the most fun group of kids we've been around. It really is, because of the growth we're seeing, because of, how far we're having to stretch them out, whether it's physically and mentally. And, to see those kids have some success tonight. And obviously, I told them, they spend the extra money at the ballparks because on a scoreboard for a reason. I mean, our goal is to win a football game, and, there's no, hey, we played okay and it's okay. No, we came up short, and we understand that. But the growth of these kids, it really does make working with them fun.
I just have one un-Bobcat related question, really. You and I talk football all the time, so I'm going to go home and watch the Pokes game here, and they're 17-point underdogs. Who's covering tonight?
Wyoming covers that. Take the bank to it.
All right.
That's a Coach McPhee guarantee. As we head out on this one, Coach, we appreciate you joining us, and it really has been a fun journey so far. We're looking forward to homecoming against Rich County next week, and good luck, and we look forward to talking to you next week.
All right, thanks, Jordan. Thanks, Kevin.
Head coach Matt McPhee there for the Thermopolis Bobcats. Final here from Leroy Hayes Field in Thermopolis, Wyoming. Mountain View Buffaloes 34, Thermopolis Bobcats 14 on the Pinnacle Bank scoreboard. Kevin, any final thoughts before we say goodbye to the folks and look forward to homecoming week next week?
I think Coach McPhee, really hit on it there. It was a fun game. I mean, it kind of herky-jerky. We talked about the first half. Second half was a lot of back and forth, big plays. We saw some real cool stuff. Like I said, Rhodey got categories in pretty much every stat line or stat line every category of this game. Gavin out there just chucking that thing around, and they come out on the wrong side of the numbers that matter, which is, the scoreboard numbers. But I think they have something to hang their hats on after a performance like that tonight.
Impressed with the Bobcats, impressed with their fight, and nearly had that thing real interesting right down to the wire. Bobcats head into homecoming week now as they'll welcome in from the state of Utah, the Rich County Rebels next week. That'll be a later kickoff, standard 7 o'clock kickoff there for you. We'll have you some senior festivities, homecoming festivities on the radio, as well as some of that live action via the camera and via the microphone next Friday night. Final score one more time here from Thermopolis, Wyoming. Mountain View comes away with the victory, 34-14 over your Bobcats on the Pinnacle Bank scoreboard. For Kevin Simpson, I'm Jordan McCabe and everybody at the Wind River Radio Network. Until we meet again, go Bobcats.
Ever wonder why so many babies are delivered at Hot Springs Health in Thermopolis? Could it be the exceptional prenatal care offered by our providers? Or our convenient family practice clinics located in Thermopolis, Worland, Basin, Shoshone, and Riverton? Maybe it's our new OB suites with large jetted tub, or maybe it's the place where you know you can find all of this and more.
There are two ways to buy 4x4 gear, the expensive way and the smart way. The expensive way is when you buy a new truck or SUV and the dealer sells you the brush guard, the heavy-duty bumpers, the steps, lights, winch, you name it. He rolls it all in with your loan into your monthly payment. But here's the smart way. Shop at Wyoming 4x4, where you get expert advice from Dan, quality gear, professional installation, all for a whole lot less than you'd spend at